Welcome back to our Boba break. It's number 5 of the podcast. Today we're going to be talking about another 3x3 grid, but with Pokemon this time. This includes the Pokemon games, shows, whatever your favorite Pokemon thing is.
Hopefully it's Pokemon Day when we release this. I don't know.
It will be Pokemon Day because it's going to be scheduled.
I know. Hopefully we follow schedule.
Why are we talking about this?
Because Hannah.
Okay.
I was just saying Happy Pokemon Day, that's all.
So yeah.
I thought Pokemon was like 25th.
No, it's the 28th.
The 27th.
28.
I thought it was the 27th.
27.
Someone mentioned the 27th.
I literally have it up on my phone. It's the 27th.
Okay,
That's a
Riley
Tuesday.
mentioned the 27th.
So
And today is
today's the 13th.
Yeah, we're early.
We were very early. We're planning.
Okay.
We have to start.
Okay, well, let's start with Eden's grid first.
finally.
Oh boy, is it
Alright, my grid is this one. Abby, can you pull it up?
Editor Abby, pull this up on
Editor Abby. what
Editor
up?
Abby, put a red circle around it with an arrow pointing to it.
Yeah, I got it.
In no particular order, I'm gonna start from top left corner. Cramorant. Cramorant is just he's just a little guy. He's funny. He's funny. Look at him. He's so cute. He's a little guy.
So did you had a favorite Pokemon before this one?
Meowstic. Email Meowstic.
Meowstic's pretty cool.
So is that one still your favorite, or is Cramorant the replacement now?
I mean, they're still my favorite, but there's every gen there's a new favorite. But
Okay,
Cramorant's
so
like
you're just basing off the gen,
yeah,
the game.
but I don't have a favorite from Gen 9 in general. But Gen 8,
Yeah.
Cramorant, but good little. I have a shiny one that I named Curry.
He's just very goofy looking.
He does
Indeed.
seem like a you guy.
Are you guys?
What does that
He
mean?
just seems like a you guy with just how he kind of looks into your soul, and it seems like someone who knows where you live and everything. So
He's the one that would just stare out of the window. Like you're his neighbor, and all he does is just stare out the window while you're
yeah,
doing your thing, just walking about.
yeah. Editor Abby, I want you to pull up a Cramorant, just peeking, slowly moving up the screen, basically,
my
just
God.
and everything. But he just seems like someone who would just stare at you constantly from the distance.
Yeah.
He's so cute. Oh, look at him. Look at those eyes.
Grammar, also the ultimate gobbler.
True.
Yeah, you got that
Oh,
He's a
special
goblin.
ability.
Got that gawk.
He's Mm-hmm.
the poor people.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, next grid. No, next square. It's Pokemon White. So that's my first it's not my first game, but it's my first. It's the copy I got when Gen 5 released. I got Pokemon White, and then
Wait. Your first game's not even on here. That's crazy.
yeah, it's not even on here.
What
He
was your
just,
fir-
he
your
just
first
likes
game was-
Gen 5.
Your
overall.
first game was Gen 4, right?
No, my what? No,
I
my
thought it was
first gen
Gen
was
3.
it was Fire Red, Leaf Green.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
Damn.
Why would it
That was
be
my
Gen
first
4?
game too.
I know it was your first game.
Well, he
It
just
was,
likes Gen 5.
I know
Like,
he's a Gen 5
five.
simp. I know.
Five head.
I love Gen 5 as well.
Nothing wrong with Gen 5.
Yes.
You know,
It
there's
was a-
nothing wrong with Gen 5.
I mean, it was a
Yeah,
good
no.
game.
You've... Yeah.
It was,
Yeah. Good game. I like that. You know, it had its own Pokedex.
New fresh start for Pokemon.
Oh. And then, you know, Black and White 2. It's not on here, but it's also like part of Pokemon White because it's Gen 5. But I got those two movies at the same time, which is cool.
I remember in high school when I was in high school and Black and White was introduced, I thought some of the designs were kind of weird. You know, you have like this ice cream cone Pokemon and this candle that evolves into a chandelier, and some of the names I thought weren't that creative, like Ducklet, Swanna, and I remember ranting to my old best friend about it, and it's like, what the heck are these designs and these names?
Yo, he balled in.
They're peak. What do you mean?
I really don't see
didn't
the
like
difference
it.
with that because you also got Voltorb, which is just a simple ball.
I mean, for me too, like the design, I really did not click with Gen 5 when it first came out. I really did not care for it. So, and it wasn't necessarily just like there was just something about it. Like as a kid, it was just like this is too it was too different basically. And I did not really appreciate like the completely new decks and everything. Like I didn't appreciate like the completely, you know, new Pokemon and everything, and just kind of how out there a lot of the designs and a lot of the Pokemon were. And you know, now, you know, as an adult, I can appreciate Gen 5 a lot more. It's just like as a kid, I agree with Abby. I was not into Gen 5, so.
Gen 5 also has the most Pokemon in their decks.
Yeah,
out of all the gens.
It's a huge game, yeah.
You know, fun fact, Pokemon Black was actually the very first game I ever pre-ordered.
Oh, nice.
I remember I didn't even hear about it anywhere because I did not have technology.
Yeah, me neither.
I roll up to the GameStop one day and there's this huge display poster that says Pokemon Black and White coming soon, and I'm like, what is this? This looks crazy.
Yeah.
I just came off of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and I was like, dude, it's peak. I'm ordering this.
It was also the transition from
2D
to, you know, animations, fully animated Pokemon.
Yeah.
Dude,
I will say Gen 5 does have like the best sprites, yeah.
Well, and Gen 5 is peak. You guys are just now realizing it.
You know what's also peak?
The music.
Talk about that later. Yeah, the music's also amazing.
Oh,
yeah, the music is
so
good.
Hard.
It's great.
I love the battle themes for a lot of the battles.
Then with the legendaries, they each have like a little tweak to, you know, it sounds the same, but there's like a little difference between all three of the legendary themes.
Yeah, like when you're battling Zekrom or Reshiram or Kyurem, there's like a little like fire or electric or like ice sound.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I will say there is one mythical from that generation.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That is the bane of my existence.
We
and
have
it's the only thing
here.
it's the only thing keeping Black and White, the Gen 5, from being in like an S tier for me. It's the only thing keeping it from being an S tier. So
I don't know how you can hate that little guy.
I hate him with passion.
She's talking about Victini, guys.
I hate him. Editor Abby,
what is
I
wrong
want you
with
to pull up.
Victini?
I want you to up the criminal. Okay, he's a criminal. He's a war. Okay, he has committed so many war crimes across. Okay, he is a murderer, basically. I would punt him. I would punt him across a football field.
I remember that 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. talk.
Early morning talk.
I went on like a 2-hour. I went on a 2-hour rant to these guys about how much I hate Victini.
I will defend
That
Victini.
was-
And
I hope
and
it's
you
in
lost
Victini
you
too.
lost that, and you know why you lost that? Because pick 3 Pokemon. Takes dubs
Yeah, the
only.
victory takes all
The
the
only-
V's.
Oh, no,
Only
he's
you.
Vic T
that's
takes
just
all
that's just
the
a
wins.
fucking loser excuse. That's a
Taking all
loser
the wins.
excuse. Okay.
He's the
He just has
Okay.
everything handed to him.
Yeah,
We have to move on. We have to move on because it's going to turn into another 2-hour rant. Okay,
Yeah.
give us your next square.
You're the one who brought up
The next
Victini.
square. True. Okay. I'm just gonna say Black and White 2. They're my favorite. They should be in the same square, but you know. Anyway, next square. Next square is shinies. I like to shiny hunt a lot, especially
Yeah.
like when a game drops, when a new generation drops.
I was confused why you put the Gen 9 Pokemon in there. I didn't know if you were like specifically talking about like the Paradox Pokemon or not. Like, I was confused what that was supposed to represent.
God, man, let me
Especially Tandem
talk.
Mouse.
Let him
Yeah.
let him think.
Okay,
Let him think.
so
Let 'em cook.
Let 'em cook.
basically 2 and 1,
Let him cook.
because I do enjoy the Paradox Pokemon. They're like my favorite. Yeah, they're my favorite Pokemon, really. In Gen 9.
The Paradox?
Why
Especially-
did you put
yeah, I love-
Tandem Mouse specifically?
Why did you put the
Uh,
mouse?
I put Tandem Mouse because Gen 9 made me appreciate like barely changing shinies and
No.
Tandem barely changing.
That's wholesome.
No.
But let me talk about Iron Jugglers real quick. Like that Paradox is so cool looking. Like
It is really cool.
So
my trainer pick that you guys see whenever we like do battles. It's just Luna and taking a selfie with Iron Jugglers, and it's so cute because it smiles. I love that thing.
going for the
It's
jugular.
also from a Gen 5 Pokemon.
It is also
It is
Gen
from
5. Which is awesome.
Yep.
It's another one for your favorite generation.
I mean, no, I was never really I never really cared for Hydreigon, but like Iron Jugglers just makes me appreciate it more.
Not even gets his Hydreigon.
Damn.
Bruh.
No.
Alright, moving on to
Uh,
the Rio Peak.
Next square.
But before that,
Real P.
Listen,
I-
this is
fun
a really like
Yeah.
strong statement to say, especially since she came out like a
Wait,
couple months
Riley
ago.
wants to say
Hold on.
What the
something.
hell no?
But before we move on to Mrs. Peak over there, quote, another fun fact. My original 3DS got smashed because I was shiny hunting.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Who
shiny hunting?
smashed it? Was it you?
Yes, but it wasn't on purpose.
So how did that happen?
Ian?
How did it happen?
Oh. I used to. I got into shiny hunting pretty heavily, and I would soft reset for legendaries all the time, and I would take my 3DS to school all the time to shiny hunt. And one time I was walking up those stairs, and I don't know why they built it this way, but those stairs in my high school were a huge tripping hazard. And one day I was walking upstairs in my next class while shiny hunting for I think it was Virizion. I trip on one of the stairs and my 3DS flies out of my hand across the floor in front of hundreds of people moving to their other class, and thing just crumbles.
No.
I was devastated.
Imagine
That is
if you
actually
found the
really
shiny and then it just shattered.
I would be so
That is actually really That's really, but really funny.
But was the game alright? Like
the game was
cartridge?
alright.
Okay.
Yeah. Funnily
Were
enough,
you even shiny hunting?
it was Virizion.
Oh my gosh.
Funnily enough, the 3DS actually still worked. It just
Oh.
no longer had a hinge on it, so it was
Oh.
two separate screens.
Oh dear
hanging on
lord.
by one
Oh my
wire.
gosh. Damn.
So, yeah,
Alright,
that's
let's
my-
move
that's
on
my
to
kinda
that.
thing story.
Let's move on to actual peak.
Peak.
So hold on. So Carmen, she's such a good. Well, she's such a good like. I love her character design. I love the way I love how she acts. Like she's so mean, is so funny.
Oh my
And like
That's
people are always
crazy,
like
what?
people like.
So you like
what's
Mean
his name?
Girls?
Mean girls are cool.
You like the girls that bully you. That's your type.
You masochist.
Okay. I'm not gonna comment on that.
Okay.
Are we wrong?
What's the brother?
Kieran?
Kieran. Everyone likes Kieran. I'm like, no.
That was
I don't
me
like him.
after seeing his transformation.
I still love
I
him.
didn't like him before. I found him alright after his transformation, but I didn't like him at the start.
Yeah, me neither.
I like that I beat him.
You like beating him?
Yeah. I really
He
like
was
that.
okay.
Masochist.
Okay, to be fair, he was a wimp from the start, but in the DLC, he got like a whole character development.
Bro
Like,
changed his whole personality because he was jealous of the main character.
exactly. And
Then we robbed another legendary from him.
oh yeah, that's true.
True. By the way, I
Conclusion.
haven't finished any of this, so spoilers.
Oh.
No, it's fine. I've accepted. It's okay.
Well,
So,
in conclusion, Carmen is key character design.
So when's your Pokemon hiatus over?
Okay, we don't need. You want to go on to the next? Eden?
Dodging the question.
My next one's just a Poke Center. I really like looking through the Poke Center sometimes, and then sometimes you see funny stuff like this.
I love
The Dioxys, the
The-
defense Dioxys, or the Elekid.
The
I like it.
Regieleki looks like you could just
Yeah,
hold it
Regieleki.
like a hammer.
Yeah,
He
you can
looks
block
like a
Yeah.
baby rattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like there's
Sometimes you
supposed to be like beads in him.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
supposed to go
sometimes you
like.
just find funny looking things.
he's like
He's supposed to go like.
Basically,
That's a,
you guys
that's a
should
baby rattle.
check out. You guys should just check out the Poke Center in general because it's so funny sometimes.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like that really deformed Totodile doll that Totodile plushie that I see sometimes where it's like makes that kind of face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing Kiwi.
I really do want to get more Pokemon plushies, to be honest, because a lot of them are cursed, and I love the cursed ones so much. They're so funny to me.
I want to get a bunch of
They're just expensive.
So
I s-
Yeah.
I still want a Cyndaquil one. I still want it, but it's always sold out.
I'm just wondering, like, whoever came up with the plush design, like, why did they just let this design go through?
Right. I mean, some of them look cool, like the Cerulose that came out of.
Oh, yeah.
That one looked-
sounds cool. The last plush I bought from the Pokemon Center was the Fuecoco wearing the taco costume. That
Oh, yeah.
one's
Oh, I
still
have
really-
that. So good.
I still
That's
love
cute.
I still love the Drillbur that Abby sent me.
Oh,
so-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with the cursed eyes, just like looking
Oh.
in two different directions.
Oh,
So, and
is
he's
it?
just got a
I
derp-
didn't even notice.
Yeah, yeah, it looks in two different directions. He's got the derpiest smile in the world. Like the Hisuian Sneasel that Abby sent me. It looks really good. That one's a good one.
Yeah, that one's
But the
good.
Drillbur,
Fire.
he's
Yeah,
just like
Most of Steve and the Tangent Mounts are also good. Like those also came out a while ago. Those they
Yeah,
look like high quality.
I gotta check them out.
yeah. I know. Like the Pokemon doll ones are like they look high quality. Like they look good, but a lot I think it's just the sitting cuties. I think that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I love the sitting cuties. For the
Yeah,
sitting
the
Most of them
stuff.
are
cutie
good,
ones are
but some of them are
cute.
so cursed.
Some of them are cursed.
Some of them are cursed,
Like,
but
do you
there's some good ones.
remember?
I
Do
want
you
those.
remember? Oh my gosh. Do you remember the crocodile one? The one where his nose is like super droopy, basically, and he just it looks like he has a Squidward nose.
Yeah.
I have a photo saved in my draft. Like,
Abby, pull it up. Editor
Okay.
Abby, pull it up.
editor Abby, I'll send you a photo in the VC.
Okay.
But it is I love. He's just a droopy little Squidward nose. That's what it is.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Especially like when
cause like his nose is long in the game.
it is long, but it's
It's such.
a lot of
So
a lot
funny.
of the sitting cuties are just man.
Yeah.
But I love them. I love
It
them.
looks like he fell face first, and they just good enough.
What's funny is that like the rest of the line looks fine. Like Crocodile and Crocorock, they look fine. Like their noses are straight out. It's just Crocodile. For some reason, his nose is
Sandile?
just
You
so
mean
droopy.
Sandow?
You mean
Yeah, Sandile.
Sandile?
That's what I meant. Yeah, Sandile. I meant Sandile. But it's just for some reason like Crocodile is just he's got the droopy nose.
Yeah.
Alright,
It's hit or miss.
what's your next one?
My next box is Pokemon Studios. I remember going there like a lot. Like I spent so much time playing in the Pokemon Studios in Black and White too. And like I hope it comes back in the remakes because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And the other area is the Poke Center by Trifel. It's also the Pokemon tournament.
Oh
It's
yeah.
also I wasn't there a lot, but I was there enough to like fight some. Like I fought Red and I fought Cynthia. I wasn't there a lot though, but I do hope that comes back.
It'd be fun to see it happen.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't actually experienced that area too much. Like I did it a few times, but I don't know. Something about it didn't really stick with me.
Which one?
The Pokestar Studios, I don't know, both of them, I guess.
Yeah, I can see why. I just didn't know where
What are they from?
starting doing it.
What are they
What?
from again?
Black and White too.
Black and White too.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I never finished Black and White too.
Bora.
Yeah, we know.
No wonder you don't like Gen 5.
Okay, just go ahead. Go ahead.
The next
Maybe-
square is
Maybe-
Ultra Sun and Moon. What?
I was like, maybe if you get out of your hiatus, you can play sooner.
Oh my
Exactly.
god.
Finish all the
Next
games
square.
that she didn't
Next
finish.
square. Next square.
Alright, next square is Ultra Sun and Moon. I think Ultra Sun and Moon gets like a bad rap. It's like it's really good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story. I didn't enjoy the Z moves, but I barely used them. The gameplay didn't really change for me because I didn't really use them. But yeah, if you're gonna play Gen 7, I just recommend going to Ultra Sun and Moon and skipping over Sun and Moon because it just adds more. Like you're not really missing out.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
playing Sun
I
and Moon, and I was really depressed with how it ended. I was like, it just ends like that. The fuck?
Yeah.
I've
I
never
think
played
just-
the Ultra Sun Moon because I spent most of
Yeah.
my money when I got Sun and Moon, not. So I got two copies, one for Sun, one for Moon,
Yeah.
for a pre-order.
Yeah.
I decided not to go with playing with Ultra because it just didn't appease me.
Yeah. I think like why people were so upset with like Ultra Sun and Moon was just because like with the last generation who got like with their like follow-up Pokemon game, they got Black and White 2, which was just like a direct sequel, and people obviously love that. And with Ultra Sun and Moon, there was going to be a new team in it, and there's going to be like a whole like new characters like that you played as, and I guess people thought like, oh my gosh, this is going to be like Black and White 2, and then it turned out just to be like the same game but with just a different ending,
Just
with a better
returning
ending.
characters too.
It was just returning characters and obviously that wasn't what people were promised or wanted. So
Used to
I
be like
think
fantasy.
that's why the game gets a better rap. But I do think for the Gen 7 experience, Ultra Sun and Moon is the way to go, just because it does have the more like satisfying ending out of them. So, and it feels right. So,
No.
Yeah, I didn't
also-
like the
I really
Z-Moons
liked
either.
Sun and Moon. I really liked Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I played Ultra Moon and just playing through it. I really liked the evil team, especially being Team Skull. There was a very fun group of people, especially Guzma. Also, sick theme, by the way. Amazing.
It's also
oh yeah.
a turning point where the evil team wasn't actually evil. And, like,
Yeah.
they were more.
Yeah. I do
No,
love Team
yeah.
Skull. I don't really care about Gen 7 much. Like Gen 7 is not one of my favorites, but I will say I do love Team Skull. I do really love them, and just how they're just hooligans. I love them. I love that. I still love Guzma a lot. So
It's also a nice
Basically-
change to not have like an evil team that you're
yeah,
saving the world from.
yeah.
Oh, dude, you know what makes me so sad?
What?
Like in the new games, there's no way to get Ultra Necrozma now because there's no Z crystals.
No.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
that's
that's true. You have to use that
So
to
sad, 'cause I really
transform.
love his design.
yeah.
Speaking
That
of,
sucks.
my favorite Ultra Beast is Cortana.
Yeah,
Oh
Cortana.
yeah.
There's a little Orgrimmar.
I like
That's
the. I wasn't really too big into the Ultra Beast, but if I had to pick one,
Me neither.
I'd probably pick like the jester looking guy. I forget
Oh,
his name.
Yeah,
Blacephalon.
Well,
yeah.
Cephalon,
Yeah, I like him. I like him.
He's a clown, but he explodes.
Yeah.
Also,
How about you?
this is the only game that didn't have gyms, which was
Yeah.
Yeah,
change,
it was
which was
unique.
just not
Yeah.
what I was used to, because
Yeah.
I think we were all used to the gyms and not the trials, so I thought that was okay.
I will.
I like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I will
I like
say
the-
there was a lot of good things about it. So
I like that. You were like the Elite Four was barely starting out, and you were like one of the first participants.
Yeah, I thought that was a
Yeah.
really cool.
yeah, that was a fun idea. Like
Yeah.
they were built like they were just building up their Elite Four and everything, and getting it running, and they're just trying to figure out how it would work in their region. That was a fun idea. So
That was fun.
yeah.
Yeah, just play Ultra Sun and Moon. Just forget about Sun and Moon because you just waste money.
Yeah, you don't need to
Yeah,
play
Ultra
that
Sun and
one.
Moon it's the better experience. Yeah.
All right, next square, and the sole reason I ever replayed X and Y.
Customization.
Customization.
I love the customization in X and Y. There were so many options. I
It
remember
is so good.
I remember playing the females so many times just because their clothing options are so much. They have so many more options.
Dude,
It's always
I,
the females that have more
It's always the
choices.
females.
Yeah,
I was
they
so
have-
Any better
upset.
clothes option.
I was so upset playing X and Y because there was not nearly as many options for dudes as there was for girls.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
of
though,
course
the
not.
boys have boy customization has always been lackluster compared to girls, like in
In like
any
every
of the
game.
Pokemon games. Yeah, in
True.
every game. Since they added the customization feature, just the boys have just been like blue balled in
They
every single
If
game.
the
they don't
boys-
even get
if
to
the
have
boys
like
can
long
drip, man.
hair.
If the
You don't
boys
get
can
you
sack
don't get long hair.
Please.
You get like medium hair. That's
Until
it.
recently, you could change your hair to be long if
it.
you're a
Now,
boy.
in
Now,
Scarlet
yeah.
Valley, you can just have whatever hairstyle you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can change your customization. I mean, Gen 9 really emphasized facial structures and hair
Mhm.
more than clothing.
Yeah, I will say that actual face and facial wise, Gen 9 is like That's the best we've ever gone. But like the clothing, the outfits, they were never as good as Gen 6. Gen 6 had the best clothing options.
Yeah, which makes sense because being in France, based in France,
they gotta be fashion.
A lot of fashion out of that country.
I remember buying every single clothing item and then going to the high quality clothes shop. I just really enjoyed customizing my character in Gen 6.
Yeah.
Hope they bring that level of customization back in the future.
Yeah. Hopefully they when they inevitably remake Gen 6, hopefully they bring it back.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to.
They need to.
I feel like it'd be so they need to. So
they would disappoint so many fans if they don't bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that honestly freaks me out a little bit that we're almost at the era where they're gonna remake Gen 6.
Yeah.
We're almost
so weird.
there, and that feels bizarre to me. That we're almost there.
Came out over 10 years ago at this point.
I know, and that's so weird to me.
Wild.
Scary for sure.
Yeah. Alright, this next one, I'm a little... I have questions. Yeah, I have questions about this one.
I was happy about getting sleep.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a last one, so I just put... Oh, excuse me. I just put Pokemon Sleep.
Wow.
You couldn't think of a ninth one, so you just put Pokemon.
I didn't think of the one. I was like,
you could have put Black and
White.
White 2.
You could have put Black and White 2 in that one.
Well, I mean, I already put Black and White 2 with Pokemon White because they're basically the same game.
Oh my gosh.
But Pokemon Sleep, I use it every night, so I'll just put it there. I enjoy it. It's cute. I like the thing that when you wake up, you get like a certain amount of Pokemon, and it's kind of cute. Yeah, that's my list. That's my grid.
I'm telling you, Pokemon used to start like Pokemon Cook or something like that. It's gonna go hard.
Pokemon
recipe dish.
Did you just see on the Pokemon Center today? They released a cooking line. They're like.
Did they really?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding.
Oh, you mean the dishes?
Yeah, dude, it's so sick.
Yeah, I saw those. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Might be order.
I saw them while getting the images for the plushies.
Oh yeah.
All right. Thank you, Eden,
Now
for
we're
presenting your grid. Now let's move on to CC's.
Wait, I thought it was you next.
No, I'm third.
No, she's third.
Also, just gonna
it is
flex
you.
a little.
Okay.
I'm the only one that added plushies.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, you don't. Okay.
Now you're making Hannah wanna change hers.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my thing's gonna be completely different the next time you see it.
What the fuck?
Actually,
What do you mean the next time?
I added like features instead of actual games like everyone else.
Okay.
Well, I didn't add it. Okay, you know what? We're going on to CC.
Yep.
Editor Abby.
Editor Hannah.
Put up the thing. Put up CC's thing.
Okay.
Throw
Alright.
Eden's thing away. Put up CC's.
I'm starting from earliest to latest with my list. So the first one will be Jesse, James, Meowth, Arbok, and Weaking. Ever since I've seen the anime, like beginning through cartoons and dubbed, but I enjoyed these characters the most. They were very comic relief. They also had character stories to them. Each one, Jesse going through the Chansey nursing to work at what's it called? Nurse Joy to work with Nurse Joy. My God. And Meowth having to learn English just so he can woo a female cat, and James running away from his
wealthy family.
his wealthy family. Yeah. really love these guys so much. Sad to see they're gone now, but
Oh,
they've
yeah.
been with us so long comedically. So it's sad to
Yeah.
see them
Yes,
gone, but
indeed.
I'm glad they got a good ending after all that, all the times we spent with them.
Yeah.
Spoilers. I
Hey.
haven't watched this episode.
Huh?
I haven't watched the last episode, so
Yeah. It's
And then-
emotional.
It is, and then the wheezing and the Arbok going to like the other Ekans and coughing to take care of them was sweet. So I'll always
Yeah.
miss them.
Mm-hmm.
They were the best.
I
They were
will
the
s-
number one.
I will say, I don't like out of their psychics, besides Meowth, like their normal Pokemon psychic. I don't Arbok. This is gonna be heinous for me to say, but the Wheezing and Arboks are not my favorite. I love them to death, but they're not like my favorite of they've had. Even though I don't like this particular season of the anime, this particular era of the anime, I love the Beware and the Mimikyu and the fucking Pukamu not the Pukamukyu, but the Marina basically
the Marini.
from the
Yeah.
the Marini from the Gen 7 anime, the Sun and Moon anime. How every fucking time that Beware showed up with just the boss music playing in the background and just full speed or charging Jesse and James was the best thing. Was always the best moments of that show, I feel like. And for that reason, they will because they were like the highlights of that entire show for me. They will be like they'll be like my favorite mascots, or not favorite, but the sidekicks of that. So, but yeah, I do love Jesse and James. I do love them.
I remember
Not
that
to mention.
one episode where they had to leave Arbok and Wheezing from the poacher.
Oh,
That
Yeah.
made me
Yeah.
cry. That
Yeah.
So
that was
many cry.
really that every time where they had to leave their sidekicks behind was always so freaking sad.
Yeah.
Just because
I think
like these guys have followed them like their entire hijinks and everything for that entire season, and the moment that they always leave them is so sad. So because they
I
like
think
even though they were like the quote unquote, sorry, go ahead, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was saying I think they lose more Pokemon than Ash did throughout his run. Like they
Yeah.
lost like several Pokemon by returning them back into the wild or
Yeah.
something. They had something with
Yeah.
They
with their
either just
Pokemon.
released them or gave them away somewhere.
Yeah.
I really like the in the movies when sometimes Jesse and James would have to help Ash and the crew out because there's like a more threatening threat.
Like the Lucario
Yeah, like
movie,
the Lucario
where
movie.
they
That's-
low-key died for
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they threw out their Pokemons just like Ash and everyone else did.
Yeah. That was sad. That was really
And it was
sad.
meaningful too, because again, we've been with Team Rocket like through with Ash all the way till the end.
Yeah.
Not also a side note, I also liked when they cross-dress, and I'm sad that some of it went away during the years.
Oh yeah.
It was always the highlights when James had boobs.
Oh my god, that they removed that, they like made it illegal in the America.
Yeah, they
I
got rid of
know,
some of the stuff.
Yeah.
I know the truth though.
Yeah.
I've seen the clips.
It's because he's
My
not
gosh.
supposed to have them, but they just
I
like
know.
made him.
It probably would have been fine, but they had to make it inflate, bro.
Oh yeah.
I know. Oh
Oh.
It's crazy.
gosh. All right. You want
Next
the next?
one is also for Gen 5, which most of it will be. But I'll do a quick run over for Black and White. I also forgot to mention that I liked, again, all the Pokemon there. The music was great. The gym leaders had a spot to chance to do something with the story. Story-wise, great. End, great. Every character, the events, all of it's just amazing for me. I don't care everyone dissing it on these Pokemons or whatnot. It just can't stop me from loving how this is like a Gen 1, but better for me. And this is basically my own highlight of it.
Yeah, Gen 5.
Yeah. We agree with you.
Gen 5. Love it.
I agree with it.
I will not speak any more ill for. I've said all I can.
I mean, that
with
was just
Eden's.
high school me, so it's different from
I
how
can
I view it now.
Yeah, I appreciate a lot more.
Yeah.
Appreciate it more now as an adult. So
Then finish Black and White 2 now.
when I'm
If you still have the game.
Oh, I still have all my original games. The only one I don't know where the box is for is Pokemon Black. I have the cartridge. I don't know where the box went though.
Oh.
I have
at least
it
you still
somewhere
have
in
the
my house.
game.
I still
Yeah.
have the game.
That's the important part.
I want the box. I need to find the box in my house. I don't know where it went.
So how do you lose a box?
I don't, it's very, you'd be surprised, man.
Yeah, remember when
Just,
the game cartridges were in boxes?
Dude,
Yeah.
oh my god.
And nostalgia.
yeah, I still have all my original, Pokemon games and everything. I gotta find the box. I gotta find the box for, Black.
Mhm. Next one is the Pokemon Zoroark movie, Master of Illusions. Again, I love Gen 5's Pokemon. Zora and Zoroark was the best for me. Or one of the few favorite ones that I liked, besides starters.
Yeah.
But this movie is so touching that Zoroark had to go through so much to save Zora, who escaped on their own. And they didn't know about that, and then they even had a showing between the legendaries coming in to fight Zoroark as well. The Entei, Suicune, and Entei, Suicune, Raikou too.
Yeah.
They picked out, and there were shinies.
Yeah, I
Not
thought that
regular.
was.
They were fucking shinies.
I thought that was interesting. They were
Yeah, I
They
thought that
were
was really
shinies,
interesting. Too,
man.
yeah. Interesting that they would reveal the shinies for them, like, that early, but
I feel they did that was because the how they changed illusions and whatnot, so they probably wanted you not to get confused.
Yeah,
But still, shiny.
We don't get many shinies in the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beloved side,
so it's definitely a touching reunion when those two met up again. One of those movies just stay in my heart. I think that's my favorite movie out of all of Pokemon movies.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, Black and White
I
movies
understand,
would fall second.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean,
For the
you are the black
story.
and white girly, so and out of all of them, like, out of all the Pokemon, like Black and White Pokemon to have in, a movie, it makes sense that they would do the Zoroark and Zorua. So just because they were clearly gonna be the fan favorites no matter what. Game Freak knew that, so.
Yep. And later on, we'll go into the Pokemon Black and White animes that started up after the movie. After we got introduced to Zora and Zork, we meet Cyrus and Client.
Silent.
Silent.
Silent. Yeah.
And Iris.
Yeah.
And Iris.
Iris.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone would be hating on Iris because Iris is just like a
She
who's also annoying character.
She was, yeah. I thought she was
Kinda
annoying
like
when I
Misty?
first saw it.
Yeah.
like kind of like Misty.
You're such a kid.
You're such a kid. Everyone fucking
No, but
hates
Misty
that
was
line.
cool. Misty wasn't
No, she was like
annoying.
the
I'm trying to think
May.
of the character.
She was like a lesser May, I feel like. So
I didn't think May
or,
was annoying either.
I don't know.
I
mean, that's
never
why I said
watched that
lesser,
much.
but I will say, like, Iris.
Hello.
But out of all of the sidekicks, she is one of my least favorite. So
Her character is just very immature.
Yeah.
Until we see her again in the other shows.
Later series.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
that's when she
Mhm.
matured a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that was I get like why immature, obviously, just because of her character development, like from game to game. So
I mean, she was still
you know,
a kid talking to
Yeah,
you
she was
like
still a
that in
kid,
the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are some of your
I
other
also-
favorite elements from the black and white anime?
The music, I would always get that song stuck in my head for the opening.
Oh yeah, I
It's
love
not
that.
always
yeah.
black or white.
Yeah.
I don't remember the other lyrics to that, but I always know that straight up line
It is
quickly
yeah.
as it
It
comes.
is a very catchy opening. I will say that.
And then one of my favorite Pokemon would be Snivy from the game and the series. Love the attitude when Josh went after catching the Snivy, and that attitude
Mhm.
sticks towards as the years gone by with him.
Yeah. I do love Teppick and Oshawott. I do love Oshawott.
Oshawad's also a good character. And
Oshawott has kind of become a meme over the years, and I appreciate it.
They always gotta
So-
make the fire types have a tragic story
I
with the
know.
trainer.
I know. I think that's why I
There's
love.
flags.
I think that's why I love like Tepig out of like all the Gen 5
And, like,
starters
most
is
of the
just
fire
because of the
types.
anime and like
Yeah.
his tragic
Most-
story.
Most of the fire types that Ash has gone, like they're from abandoned trainers that abandoned them.
They're all like they are the
Abandoned
most like
or
mistreated.
endangered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tepig was, I think, tied down to something.
Yeah,
if I remember
the
correctly.
trainer he got his nose stuck in between the rope so he couldn't eat.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then Charmander was left on the rock.
He was abandoned.
Cyndaquil,
almost
he
died.
just found it in the wild.
Yeah. He
Stuck
was,
on
like,
a
sick
cliff.
and everything.
And then
And
Chimchar,
then
freaking Paul.
Paul. I hate Paul. We'll get to him later.
Later.
Speaking of
But,
rivals,
Yeah. And then like
have
Litten.
Red-
Litten didn't go through any trauma initially, but he went through the trauma with
His
with
friend.
the dog.
Yeah,
With the
Stoutland.
dog. Stoutland. He went through the trauma with Stoutland.
Yeah. It was sad.
Yeah. I don't know if the Score Bunny went through any trauma.
No, Ash didn't
really
get a score
watched.
bunny.
no.
It was
I
Go.
know, but that was
Ash never
Go.
got a score bunny.
Yeah, go.
I know, but I know Go got a Score Bunny. I don't know if
It was
he
through a
went through any
gang of fuck Nickit. It was a game
Oh,
with Nickit.
that's right.
I don't think Ash got any of the stars, did he?
He didn't get any of the
No.
fire
It was
types.
just Go.
How?
Go
Yeah, it
took
was just
them all.
Go, but still, like Go. I mean, that was a weird because like Go was like a main protagonist, but like it was still Ash. Like it was just the split protagonist. So I still don't know really how to feel about the final season. But
And
anyway, Black
Trent
and White.
being a rival. Trent being
Yeah.
a rival was like kind of like Gary in a situation with Ash. So he would
Yeah,
always show off his Snivy towards
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
Towards
sort of
Ash.
like another kind of Ash, basically.
Yeah,
He
where he wants to catch every Pokemon.
Yeah.
and then Clyde, I can't even say his name.
Silent.
Silent, loving his
Silent.
detective moments and also his cooking
God.
moments.
He's
The
like,
best.
it's kinda suing time.
Yeah, it's kind of sword time.
Good.
That's what I love.
Love those moments. Yeah, I'll go ahead and move on to the next one, which is Poke Park 2 Wonders Beyond.
I never played this game, so
I never
I have
owned
a
a
lot to
Wii.
tell us about this one. Yeah. You never owned. Okay, that's a story for another time. Abby, Cece, I need you to continue this before.
Okay.
Okay.
You know I've never owned a Wii. I've mentioned this before.
Or a
I didn't talk
GameCube.
to you. I know you didn't own a Wii, Eden. I know you didn't own a Wii.
Oh, I
Abby.
never owned a GameCube.
That's crazy.
Abby, I'm shocked.
What do you mean? Okay, anyways.
I thought you. Yeah. Anyway, we got Abby. Please tell us what Poke Park is about.
Abby.
Me?
Cece.
Abby doesn't know it.
Abby doesn't know
I've
it.
seen gameplays
Cece,
of
please
it.
tell us what Poke Park 2
I've
is
seen
about.
gameplay about it.
It's about a
It's
game
basically
where.
Pokemon.
Okay. Basically, in the first game, you have Piplup with you as with Pikachu, and you guys do whatever with attractions and skill things. But anyways, all you need to know for Pokemon 2 is that you're playing Pikachu and trying to get Piplup back from being kidnapped by Darkrai into a weird ultimate dream state dimension. So you're going through each attraction area looking for Piplup. While you do that, you meet friends of Oshawott, Snivy, and Tepig who choose to help you out, along with collecting other, gaining more Pokemon to help you out in the long run through your adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
My favorite
Interesting.
part
I
was
realized
towards
there was like a story to it.
Poke Park first one doesn't really have much of a story. I think second one's more story based.
Huh.
But in ways, I loved playing through that, going in different areas, completing it, and just going through it with other just for the story and all that stuff.
Okay.
This is just quite memorable that you're looking back and trying to save your friend Piplup from this Darkrai taking over the directions, and then after that, Darkrai is being punished by both Zekrom and Reshiram going somewhere, but we had to defeat Zekrom and Reshiram so we can free Darkrai because we know he is a good person inside. You know, because Darkrai is always misunderstood somehow.
Yeah.
I like how in early on, they were like, "Hey, Darkrai looks evil and does evil things, but he's not actually evil. He's just misunderstood." And then in like future games,
Yeah.
he's like always the
evil villain.
antagonist.
He's always the villain.
Okay, can I like abandon that somewhere?
Okay, yeah, sure. Make up your mind.
He's always the villain. He's got to be the villain.
Always.
The villain in Pokemon. Either Giratina, Darkrai, or Mewtwo. Like, they're always equal.
Yep.
Yeah.
If they need like an anti-hero, Mewtwo.
And the next one would be the Pokemon Conquest. Again, I love RPG games, especially when you take over people's lands and whatnot. So fun.
I've never played.
It's dark.
Colonization.
Yo, that's crazy. No way. Is that seriously what you do?
It's
I
Me
mean,
and Abby have a-
it's I
Me
mean,
and-
you're trying to make peace with
It's-
everyone, but you're
yeah,
also
because-
just taking everything.
because
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
like
I'm
different
just joking.
factions that are just against
Yeah.
each other.
There's
and you're
different
trying
clans,
to...
there's different factions.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just trying to... Oh yeah, and then like the guy on the cover, he's the
Yeah.
evil
He's the big
one.
bad.
He's the final boss. And
got a
Yeah, he has
Zephyr.
this. He got
Yeah.
a Zekrom.
you think that that's the only Pokemon that he's linked with, but no. Like towards the end,
No.
you fight a shiny Rayquaza, and that's the final boss.
Yeah.
That's also why one of the reasons why I like the game too, because it had a shiny Rayquaza. And that's
Yeah.
my favorite shiny.
It has a shiny Rayquaza.
Spoilers. I don't know.
This-
But
Spoiler.
it's
You
been
should've
so
played that.
long.
Anyway.
It's
It's
been
like
so long. You
10
could just play it
years.
right now too.
It's a very yeah. You can play right now and you get. So
It's a short
Okay.
game too.
This- yeah, but it is a very fun game. I will say this is the game that got me into like strategy games. If it wasn't for this game, I wouldn't be a Fire Emblem.
And like your...
This is just Fire Emblem meets Pokemon.
Yeah, and your character starts with an Eevee, and you can evolve it in any evolutions, not Sylveon included,
Except for
because
Sylveon, 'cause
yeah.
Sylveon
Four
wasn't
came
a part
out.
of it, but yeah. This was before Sylveon was a thing.
Dude, if they made like a Conquest sequel, but they made it like a
Oh, I would cry if they made a Conquest sequel.
Imagine if they made it like a hack and slash, like kind of like a Dynasty Warriors.
I would
It's
actually be.
what people-
That would be so.
I would not
know
be
how
happy
I
with
would-
a hack and
That
slash.
would be so.
Some people
I
don't
like
like
the
those.
strategy.
No,
Yeah,
love-
like if they do a Conquest sequel, like if they somehow like in the Pokemon Direct, we know what's happening. If they announce a Conquest sequel in that Direct, and it isn't like tactical, like the OG tactical, I don't think like any will be interested. Like even though a hack and slash like idea is a cool idea, not for Conquest. The reason why people love Conquest so much is because like the gameplay is so good in the game. Like people fell in love with the gameplay and like the tactical strategy
but
and
I
just
think
like
that
how
would-
to plan your armies and everything.
I
You
think that
also
would be
have to link
fire,
with
though.
your Pokemon too.
Yeah, but you
Not
you could
capture
totally-
them like throw a
Yeah,
ball. You
that's what
link
they
with
did.
them.
Yeah,
I
you
think
have
you
to
could
link with
totally
them.
do
You
that.
have.
You could totally do that with Dynasty Warriors type games, though.
I think
That's-
like a
that's
hack
what
and
they
slash Dynasty Warriors like meet Pokemon is a cool idea, not for Conquest.
What?
Like-
No,
That's
I
what-
disagree.
that's
Not
what-
for
That's what they
Conquest.
I
did.
disagree.
That's what they did with Fire Emblem, and people didn't like it.
Yeah, people didn't like it. Like people
I
don't like it
didn't
when you
like
take
it
away
with-
their tactical strategy. Okay.
I'm playing
I
Engage.
think that type of game is
The
fun.
Fire Emblem Engage is not great.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of why I stayed away from Conquest was because I don't really like that strategy type of game.
I know. But
I'd
like
like
us
to see
people who
those
do
guys.
like the tactical strategy, if you really make the game and slash, that's exactly what happened with Fire Emblem. People did not play the
I
hack and slash variants.
The three.
I have no idea what you talk. Like one of my friends is the biggest Fire Emblem fan, and we played the hell out of the Dynasty, like the Fire Emblem Warriors game.
So the mass majority of Fire Emblem fans, like they don't like I get it that it has like that niche, like it has that small like tight group community that does like them, but the majority of them, like majority of people who do like the tactical strategies and whatnot, they don't care for the like Dynasty Warrior like spin-offs. So
Yeah, kind of like how Pokemon Conquest is a small fan base too.
I also
yes,
want
but
to
it's a
add
very
that
strong fan base.
Oh,
It's a
they
very
are. They
strong
are very
fan base.
strong. They're very.
I
very
also
strong.
wanna
They're
add-
very
It's very strong. Go ahead, Cece.
I also wanted to add that the map has Arceus on it.
Yes, it does.
The map
It has
layout
Arceus.
is Arceus.
Yeah. It's
That was
Arceus,
a
yeah.
great idea. As soon as you finish it up, and like, oh, it's Arceus.
Yeah.
Isn't Rumble a hack and slash?
Is what? Hack and slash?
Isn't Rumble a hack and slash?
It is.
No.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
not.
We'll have to get
It's
into
like-
that one later.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
speaking of
I know.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
We'll get to that
Next
later.
one. The next one I have is one of the first Mystery Dungeons games I've played.
Yes,
Is Pokemon
Mystery
Mystery Dungeon Escapes to Infinity.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
best one.
Yeah.
Well,
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 it's debatable.
Mm.
so let's not talk
I-
Well,
about that.
for
right now.
me, for
Yeah.
being first, it was
for
amazing.
CC,
Yeah.
For CC, yes.
Yeah,
For
if
CC,
it-
yes.
Well,
it is.
for your
it is
first-
the best one for
Excuse
CC.
me.
For me, it being the first and only.
Apparently not. good
Why
enough to
haven't
put
you
on
played
your
the other
list.
ones?
Why haven't you played the other ones?
Or
Yeah.
What?
There's emulators, man.
Yeah.
Emulators. And
no, it's not as fun in emulating it.
Well, would you
Oh my
rather
gosh.
spend like $50
What?
on the game?
Yeah, like
you could mod
$150.
your 3DS.
Yeah, even more.
No, you can't. Not anymore. It's really hard to do that.
On the 3DS? No, it's not.
I thought it was
And
You
the
can still
really hard.
do it, the
reason
inter-
why I love this game
Anyways.
so much is because of the characters. Dunsparce, especially. I never really liked Dunsparce at all when the Pokemon came out through the main games. But seeing through Dunsparce, meeting him with Lamolga, I love their characters so much that I just appreciate Dunsparce's look and feel as a character. Along with we had Keldeo and Verizon, who comes in a bit later, but there was Sylveon there, and then Umbreon. Again, all these characters had great character traits that I kind of stuck in, and I wanted to know what was going on. Why is I'm seeing these visions of this high dragon chasing this Muna? I want to save the Muna, only to be betrayed that it was the other way around. The high dragon was trying to get contact with me, but the Muna was backtracking you from doing that, for saving or for helping Hydreigon.
Yeah, I really love how the Mystery Dungeon games have just totally made people, especially me, love certain Pokemon, just based off solely how their personality was within the games. Like, I'll talk about my favorite later, but like, it just really makes you love certain Pokemon.
It really does. And then we have this like weird card things that teleport you to different parts of the dungeons. That was kind of cool to put into the plot as well. So I thought that was very cool, and I think on the 3DS, if you had like a QR code, or you can actually use the virtual thing to look around the surrounding area and teleport yourself into a different dungeon with the camera from the 3DS, if I remember correctly. We're able to use your camera to teleport to a different dungeon.
The wheel.
And the V-Wheel, my man.
Yeah,
Always loving it
Victini
because of the
mentioned.
V-Wheel.
Let's go. Victini mentioned.
This is why I like Victini. Because of the V-Wheel.
The wheel.
It also added a great added effect to the weather when you go into the dungeon. It could help you out with powering up the type that you need for your team through a dungeon, or it could just butcher you if you don't have that type, because it could butcher you because in the dungeon there could be a Pokemon that has that V-Wheel going, and it could hurt you even more than it should because of the V-Wheel. So yeah, I really loved it and cried towards the end upon seeing getting pulled away into the sky as you hear your partners, or no, not your partner, everyone that you met through the game talking to you as you leave the area until you come back down somehow by your partner's way. That made me tear up every time I played it. I think I played it twice. The first time was with a Snivy, and I think I had an Oshawott on my team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Although I have lost my cartridge of that, so I'm so sad I can't play that
No.
again. Unless I
Damn.
like do a ROM of it.
yeah.
But I still have the box that came in.
Oh.
Still have mine. I still have mine. Just my 3DS stopped working, so I can play it.
Damn.
Bruh.
Alright. Moving on. The next one I have is a Pokemon card of Reshiram with roses. I have collected this card, and out of all of my Pokemon cards, I love this one the most. And I couldn't decide between... Actually, I love this the most, but I also couldn't decide between adding this one or the Emolga one with the heart. Full art.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if this was a promo or not.
Oh,
Or if it was just...
I've got some intel on
Do you
this. Both
I
of those
don't know if
cards
it's...
are actually from the same set. They came out of a set called Black and White. I think it was Legendary Treasures. It was like the final Black and White set, and it was like a really cool set where there was just like this subset full of like sparkly, cute cards that came out of it. And that Reshiram Rose one is so beautiful. It's so cool.
It is. So I guess, and this was also be the, I think, the moment of after collecting Gen 5 cards sparked my interest in grabbing more cards later on in the years, as I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should go collect some Pokemon cards again. It's because I always want to see the Pokemon art, all because of that, because I love art, and it just attracted me with the roses and Reshiram itself from this illustrator. But yeah, I really felt good about that one once I got it. So I'm assuming it is a promo one then.
Oh no,
Because I also had...
you could just pull that one within the set.
You
I actually
can?
have
Okay.
yeah, I actually have the same Reshiram and Emolga as well.
Okay, then it probably is a promo one.
No, because
Like what are those
like-
like things that comes like on the case itself?
no. You could actually just pull it within a pack.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever released as a promo. It was just like a little mini set inside a set that you could pull those cards out of.
Got it. But yeah. I treasure that card out of all the cards I got, even now. Moving on. The next one, my last one, would be the anime short of Pokemon Eevee and Friends.
I remember this.
Me too.
It's very cute short of Meowth, Pansage, and Oshawott and Pikachu going through different sections of this tree house that these Eevees live in and spending a night together. They showed some of the rooms that each one had, like Flareon and Glaceon's rooms
Yeah.
that they would like sleep in or whatnot. They also had like this spectacular, most of my favorite part. It's a talent show basically with all the Pokemon showing off their talents. It was like towards the end was amazing when you thought shit was going down with the Gothitelle, Gothorita, Gothorita. What was the other one?
Gothita.
Gothita.
Yeah.
And
the
then
small one.
Gibble and the Weavile. Yeah. And they were getting ready to they were getting ready. It looked like they were getting ready to attack attack us, but they were not. When Meowth went to go attack them, but Umbreon was bringing them watermelons for the end of the finale of their spectacular talent show, with like amazing views of animations of the sky with Saturn's planet, bubbles, so many things going all at once. It was so cute.
Yeah.
And this short was also how they revealed Sylveon, wasn't it?
I don't remember if that was true because it came out on, because I wrote down the dates as I was doing this. It came out on the December 6th, 2013. So maybe.
I just thought
So
that
this
it
might
was
have
like
been,
to
like,
celebrate
First
the
like
release of
anime
Sylveon.
appearance of Sylveon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
probably would be the celebration. Because now that we got another Eevee, why
Yeah,
not celebrate it?
From like, it's been like the past since Gen 4 since we had an evolution, so 2 generations later.
Man, I can't
Yeah.
believe it's been that long.
I'm still
since
waiting for a new
last year.
Eevee. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I really want a
new
Dragon
one.
Eevee since
I
you know,
know.
Year of the
Yeah.
Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
It
We'll
would
see
make
if we get
sense.
one.
Like this would be the year to get a Dragon Eevee, but
Yeah.
I don't think we're not gonna get Gen 10 like this generation. Or this year. There's no way. So
It's gotta be a remake.
Yeah, it's gotta be a remake of something.
Unless they put
Or
the
spin-off game.
evolution in
I
the
don't think they're
remake.
gonna do remake this year either. I think
So
it's
what
too
do you
soon.
They need to introduce more spin-off games. That's what
Yeah,
they need
like
to do.
They
I
do.
want more spin-off games.
Yeah.
I either feel like that they're going to do another, like they're gonna do a new game in a series that hasn't had a game in a very long time, or they're gonna introduce a new like spin-off game for this direct. Like I feel like that's by now direct has already happened, but like I feel like my prediction is that there's gonna be like a new game of some sort. And if there isn't, Abby, you could put the fucking like clown like and nose on my character if you want. So just
What
call me a
the-
clown. I don't care.
Okay.
Oh, no. It's a lot to put in if she's got to edit it on
I know.
Pokemon Day.
I know.
And you were asking for a lot from her.
Nah,
I
but
know.
that's why we're recording early, so that I have time.
That's why we record.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all from me.
All right. It's my turn to talk about my grid.
Oh yeah.
So first off, we got Pokemon Fire Red. That's my first Pokemon game ever.
Yeah.
It was actually gifted by my first cousin. There's like today I actually googled like what do you call your grandparents' siblings' child? Apparently it's called first cousin. For some reason. I don't know why, but anyways, he likes to, I think he worked at a gaming store, and he would always bring a bag full of a lot of Nintendo games, Mario, Pokemon, other stuff. And so he gave me Fire Red, and he also gifted me a pink DS Lite, and so played that. And something funny is that whenever my Pokemons would get poisoned, you know how in that game it does like this glitching type of sound, like your screen just glitches, and I thought something was wrong with my game, and so I never save, and so I would just turn off my DS and just like play it like all over again. And the farthest I got was Pewter City.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was fun. I think my starter was Charmander at first, the first starter, and then like the other save files was Bulbasaur. I really like grass type
Yes.
Pokemons back then too.
Bulbasaur is the best. Bulbasaur is the best answer. You went with the good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, I mean it was a nice game. Like, even though I wish that I had played, the Gen 1 game, like Red Blue, but never owned a Game Boy, so Fire Red was my first game. And then moving on to Pokemon Heroes. This is the movie that I liked watching. I think I watched it multiple times too. And I just like Latios and Latias design too. The story was nice. Yeah. And then
Heroes was definitely one of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
too.
it was
like,
also
Heroes was definitely one of my favorites too.
Yeah, it was also sad towards the end. You know how Latias and Latios had to save the whole city from getting destroyed by this tsunami, and it was actually when we had a Pokemon death too. The ending was just sad. Also, the ending, like when everyone was leaving, and you know how Latias can transform into that girl that they hung out.
Yes.
And like everyone,
That-
I'm still wondering, like whether
I
it was
know.
Latias or the girl that kissed Ash on the cheek.
Who is that?
Listen, there are some questions I don't think that need to. So, I will
Yes.
say that is probably one of the more cursed elements of that film, just because like that was never really like conclusive on like
It's
whether
up
it
to
was the girl
interpretation.
or it was to interpretation, and I feel like a lot of people might have interpreted it the other way.
I
so.
think that was a good way to end it off. Like you interpreted the way that you think it happened.
Yeah.
Plus, the kids thing, no one knows what's like going on. They're like, oh, ew,
Yeah.
cooties.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
I mean, I didn't even question it when I watched it years ago. But then after
Yeah.
watching it again as an adult, I'm just like, wait a minute. And then we got Pokemon Emerald. Well, okay. Throughout the whole grid, most of them are just gonna be about Gen 3. I'm not talking about like the generation gen, more like the regional generation. I really like Hoenn a lot, and it also has a lot of Pokemons that are my favorite. One being Absol, and there's also Rayquaza in there. And I just thought it was nice having like the protagonist saving the world from two evil organizations, Team Magma and Team Aqua.
Yeah.
And also Emerald, you can catch both Groudon and Kyogre, like in the other legendaries too. So that's what I thought that was cool.
Yep, love that.
And then the Pokemon contests too. Those were fun. And
I don't think I've actually ever played like the original Gen 3 just yet, but playing the remakes, I'll get to that as well. But that was like some of the funnest Pokemon, one of the most fun Pokemon games I've ever played.
Yeah, I will. The original like Gen 3 were my first Pokemon games, and the music from that game, just like the trumpets and everything, still live in my head like rent free.
oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The trumpets were so loud in that game that I still remember them so vividly.
Yeah. Like the Elite Four battle theme.
Oh gosh.
And
Oh.
then what was I gonna say? Something about game. Oh, also there was the Battle Frontier. That one was pretty
Yeah.
challenging, in my opinion. But I like how there
never-
were different ones that you have to get each badge in a
Yeah.
different way.
I'll never forgive what Oros did to the battle. I'll never forget that cruel joke.
Yeah, they never brought it back.
They never brought
Sad.
it back. They brought back a statue. They brought back a
I know.
currently in construction.
I know.
It's like, how dare you? How dare you? That's cruel.
Hurting our
Coming
feelings.
soon.
Playing with our
Absolutely.
feelings.
Yeah.
And then next we have is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue. I put this one because that was my first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, and it brings back the nostalgia. I think, if I remember correctly, I played as a Chikorita, and my partner was a Totodile,
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty fun. Just being playing as a Pokemon for once and not a human, and so
Yeah.
it was pretty different, and you got to get to know every Pokemon, and they have different personalities. It's just great. And then we already talked about Conquest, so that one's a great game. And then we have Pokemon X. This one was the introduction of Mega Evolutions, which I enjoyed. And also like the introduction to 3D Pokemon too, which was nice. And then what's the other stuff that I said? Okay.
So which one of you watching videos while Abby's talking? That was crazy.
I know.
I don't know.
I'm trying. I'm currently trying to clean a 3DS cartridge right now.
Oh, it's Hannah just playing the video.
Yeah, I was
Sorry.
thinking it was part of her head. I was like, what's going on?
Because like for one of them, I wanted to add my input for them. That's coming later, and I'm trying to load up like my old 3DS cartridge for it, and
Bruh.
currently none of my systems can read it, and so I'm like kind of panicking. So
Bruh.
anyway, continue. It's okay. Continue.
Okay. And then I liked how there was the character customization, like how you didn't mention earlier. And then this was also the game where I started playing competitively too. It was also the game where I met a bunch of online people, whether it's through Facebook or Amino. Made a lot of friends through that because I traded with a bunch of people, and this was also the first game I had access to internet for, so it was like the first of everything that I wasn't able to do with the old games. But yeah. And then we can move on to Oros. I played Alpha Sapphire because I just like Kyogre more than Groudon, and it was a
Hell yeah.
nice revisit from Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Even though there were some characters that looked different from the old game, it didn't really bother me that much. But also they introduced more Megas, which I liked.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Very fun for the megas.
Yeah.
That was definitely like one of the highlights of the Oros. Also the Z episode, is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Z episode.
Oh yeah.
The episode?
That was a really
Very
good
crazy.
like post game. That was a really good post game.
Yeah, that was a good post game.
They introduced Zinnia, that new character.
Yeah.
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 I really liked how we got to fight the Oxus in space, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that looked so cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
And then we have Super Mystery Dungeon. I played as... Well, I don't remember who I played as, but I remember my partner. It was a Mudkip. I named it after my boyfriend, too.
Oh,
Aww.
And so yeah, it was just a fun game until like towards the ending, which got really sad.
God. Yeah, the ending was really sad.
Should we talk about what happens at the end?
It's up to you. I mean,
That's-
I said
that's
what
up to
happened
everyone
to my
else.
ending. I said how it ended on mine for the Gates to Infinity.
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. I'll just say it. In the end, you know how you just say farewell to your partner. Your partner just like floats away, and then like in the post game, your partner was actually a Mew the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a Mew as your partner the whole time, and he was just pretending to be like a normal Pokemon.
I don't know.
he
Do you
didn't
remember
know
why?
that.
He
He didn't. He had amnesia. Didn't he have
He had
amnesia, just as
amnesia,
you did?
yeah. Like,
oh.
he had
You-
like he was on a mission or something. Like he was on a mission, and like he got amnesia. So I can't remember how, but like
Wasn't it
he
because
ended up
of
getting
the
amnesia, and
Nuzleaf?
he just forgot that he was in like, you know, like an illusion. So
I think it was because of the Nuzleaf's friends, one of the psychic Pokemon. I think. Because Nuzleaf wanted to get rid of you.
Oh yeah, I remember
That's
that.
right,
Nuzleaf was
yeah.
the evil
Nuzleaf
one.
was evil.
Yeah.
Nuzleaf was the
It's
secret
always
villain
the
entire
dark
time,
types.
which that was
It's always
That
the
was
dark
cool.
types. I'm telling
it's
you.
always the dark type.
Well,
Also, one of my Super Mystery Dungeon cartridges doesn't work, and I'm really upset about it.
well, at least that's why you have two.
That's why I have two. But I was
That's
gonna
why you
say,
got
like,
two.
one of them, I was a Cyndaquil, and I think my partner was Riolu, if I remember correctly. And the other game, I was a Piplup and I had a Charmander as my partner.
I think I played twice, but I only remember my second team because, you know, recent ones. But anyway, I played Blue, Blue, I think it was Piplup, and yeah, Blue, the Piplup, and then Pork Chop, the Tepic. Those are mine.
I know. I want to replay again. I really do. It was a fun Mystery Dungeon game.
And the music was great.
The music was really great, yeah.
The one where you have to say goodbye to your partner. That was so sad. The music
Yeah.
it made it even
That
sad.
was so sad.
More sad.
That I cried at that ending. That was really sad.
Yep.
It was one of the only games that ever made me like cry as a kid. I was a very heartless kid. That game made me cry.
Yeah. Okay. Then we have my last square. It's Rika from Sword and Wait, no.
Not so
Scarlet.
Sword and
I
No.
was like,
Don't do her a disservice.
I
Like
know.
that.
No.
Don't do her a
No. My head was like, okay, it's Scarlet and Violet, but for some reason my mouth was like Sword and Shield.
cute.
Okay.
I mean,
do-
the first
Don't
one
do
to
my
go.
girl Rika a disservice
That's-
like that, putting her in Sword and Shield.
Okay, yeah, from Scarlet and Violet. I don't think from all the other games that I played is where I had a character that I really like design-wise. Like, there's just something about her character design that I like a lot, and her personality is nice too. So, that's all I have to say about her. I didn't mean to say that she's from Sword and Shield.
Me with Carmen.
Yeah. Alright, shall we move on to Riley's grid?
Yes.
Alright, let's see. First off here, we got Pokemon Diamond, the game that started it all for me. I had got this game, it was my 10th birthday, I want to say, which fitting, Pokemon. I had begged my mom to get me a DS, and after some back and forth, she finally agreed to help me get one as if I was also contributing, so I put a lot of my allowance towards this.
Damn.
Damn.
You really wanted the game.
$20 or $30 at the time.
And I,
maybe it was.
how much was it?
Wasn't it 40?
That
It
was
was
either
50.
$20,
No, it
$30.
was
So
it was 40
I think
I'm
at the
pretty sure it
time,
was 40.
Pokemon, I think Pokemon Platinum just got released around the time. Yeah. And then for my birthday, I got 3 games for the DS.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I got the DSi, so like it was like an upgrade basically. So the 3 games I got were Pokemon Diamond, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, and Transformers Rise of the Fallen Autobot version, I think.
I love that one of your first games was a Transformers game.
I know. That game was
So
sweet.
funny
I
to
like
me.
it.
It's 10-year-old Riley.
Yeah, yeah.
10-year-old Riley had taste, and I love it.
So I've never played a Pokemon game before this. I have not really any idea about Pokemon whatsoever, besides maybe like a few things here and there. So, and my god, I had no idea it would be this life-changing for me.
Your life would never be the same.
Never, never. For better or for worse, who knows? Probably both.
You would have never met us.
Yeah, we would have never met up if it wasn't for Pokemon.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so this game holds a place near and dear to my heart because it was not only was it my first generation, but it was probably some of the most fun I've had in a while with a Pokemon game. Well, ever. Now, I did play Platinum, and you might see it's not on here, but I do actually enjoy that one, but I had to give a special mention to Diamond, specifically.
What are your thoughts on things?
I've been waiting so long for those remakes, and the fact that they just shoved them out like,
They
nah,
just dissed them like that.
I know.
I cannot believe they did that.
I'm
boy.
still upset. I know.
I was extremely hopeful for the game early on. I was like, okay, maybe it's not going to be that bad.
Okay, but they
Maybe it's
made a
just the graphics.
redemption
Maybe it's just the
for
graphics that are bad.
they made a redemption for making another game.
They were like, oh yeah, everybody loves Gen 4. Let's just not do anything to it and re-release it.
Yeah, let's just
Yeah.
make a chibi version.
That's not what we want.
Yeah, let's just
We
make
want what you do all the
everyone
other
wants like
gens.
super faithful. Everyone's super into the faithful adaptations. Let's just do that and
Let's
change
make it-
nothing about the
Let's
game.
make it look like a toy house.
Everybody likes what Pokemon did with every other
Everyone's
remake. I don't know why they decided
Yeah.
to give a fuck.
Everyone loves mobile games. People love mobile games. Let's just make it look like a mobile game.
And not release it on mobile.
I know. Listen, we don't talk about BDSP. We don't talk about BDSP.
Yeah.
I'm still salty over BDSP.
Now they did save it with one other game, which I will get to eventually.
Yes. Yes.
But until then, that is Diamond. By the way, first starter was Chimchar. Monkey. Let's go.
Monkey.
Monkey.
I remember getting Pearl. It was a used copy because they ran out of Diamond. Diamond was really popular than Pearl.
I'm sure my
Diamond was the more
actually-
popular one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Diamond
I
was
even
used
think
up as
like
well.
nowadays, like if you try and find a copy of Diamond or Pearl, Diamond is more expensive than Pearl.
yeah,
Like it's harder to find
They-
like a cheaper copy of
they just
Diamond than
they
Pearl.
just like Dialga more than Palkia.
Yeah.
I'll admit.
Dialga's superior.
No.
I'll admit.
It's not.
I'll
Dialga
admit. My first ever time playing Gen 4 was in ROM, so I've never actually played Gen 4 physically.
Have you
I think
finished
Abby
it?
gave me a copy to
Oh
play.
yeah, I did. I had 2 copies
Yeah,
of
you
I
Pearl.
played it.
Did you
That's
just
I played it.
have you played
Hearing
any
you
other
guys'
generation, Eden? Like other than Gen 5?
Yes, I played all of them.
Play Gen
Have
3.
have you finished any other
Have you
ones?
finished them?
Yes, I played all of them.
Okay.
He just likes Gen
What do you
5.
mean? I just
Okay.
like Gen 5.
But yeah, I forgot I gave you the other copy of Pearl.
Yeah, you sent me that. I think you also sent me Heart Gold too. I said
Oh,
I was
yeah,
not,
I had
I'm not
2
gonna start on
copies.
Heart Gold.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't gonna start on that until I finished till I played Pearl.
So did you
Was that-
ever
or was it
finish?
Pearl then? Yeah, I was playing it while you guys were playing BSP.
Oh.
I was going through
Oh,
it while you were doing
yeah.
that game. I'm like, I'm not gonna get that game
Oh,
because
yeah, 'cause
I
you
haven't
didn't get
played
it.
through it.
Yeah.
So I just
Oh,
went
yeah.
and played the one that you gave me.
I will say Diamond was my first like game that even though like it was Ruby, that was my first Pokemon game. Diamond was like the first game that really got me into Pokemon. My first starter was Turtwig. It was not Chimchar,
Yeah,
it
that
was
was-
Turtwig.
No, I
Because
picked Piplup.
because I was a dinosaur.
I picked
I was a
Piplup
dinosaur
for
kid. So and Turtwig looked like a dinosaur to me.
No, but
Oh.
the used
I know,
copy
it looked like a
that-
dinosaur.
the used copy that I had, the previous person didn't delete their save
Also-
file. So when I opened that save file, they had all the legendaries.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm just like,
Also,
wow.
I want to share this story. My first time playing through Diamond, basically, I was having the hardest time like catching Dialga, the legendary, because I was a dumb little kid. And so trying to catch through it. And the first time that I played through it, because I played through the game like multiple times, because I was a resetter. I restarted the game like over and over again.
Oh my gosh.
First time I did it, I had my brother help me catch it, basically, because I was having the hardest time. And then when I went to the Elite Four, I needed a Pokemon that knew Cut for whatever reason. So
So you taught Dialga cut.
I made my Dialga forget Roar of Time and replaced it with Cut.
Bro, there ain't no way.
It's so funny.
It's like
And when I told my brother, he was so pissed at me.
it's
Why were you
it's like Dialga. Your Dialga is just like your Dialga is just like, I'm the mightiest legendary of time, and you deleted my signature move.
I deleted his signature move
Yeah.
for Cut.
You basically like neutered him or something. It's crazy.
I did. Really did. I think about that every time I see Dialga. Just like what I did to him my first time.
He's just
like,
low-key
playing the game.
judging you.
You know,
I mean,
I'm
you
not
were
gonna
also a
lie.
child at that time.
I'm not gonna lie. I was a dumb kid too when I first played. Like besides all the type matchups and stuff that I had to learn,
Yeah.
I mean, and also the DS being a new console to me, I had no idea how to reset. So I would just play the game as it was.
Oh, me too. I didn't know how to
Oh my.
delete the old save file.
No, I did that. I had to look it
No,
up
I
in
found
the
out.
handbook, and eventually I got
Yeah.
it. But
I know. I had to look it up. My brother taught me because he knew the tricks. Because he's
Yeah.
6 years older than me, so he
Yeah.
knew all the tricks to Pokemon.
So what?
Oh, in the
taught me.
handbook.
So what I did was I would
yeah,
just
that's
play
true.
the game as it was, and I wouldn't reset if something went wrong. So if I killed a legendary on accident, that was forever.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
So there was a couple times when I was playing the game where I'd accidentally kill a legendary, and then I'd have to go to the GTS to be able to get it.
Oh
Oh my god.
Bruh.
That just reminds me of when I was playing Fire Red and I found a shiny for the first time in the Safari Zone. It was I had a shiny Paris. It evolved into a Parasite, and then I found another shiny. It was a shiny Rhyhorn, but it fled. And so I thought that was the only shiny Rhyhorn available. Like there was I would never encounter another one again. You know what I
Oh
did?
my gosh.
I
ran.
deleted the file.
Oh no!
Oh,
My shiny Parasite was gone.
Oh
Oh
no!
my god.
Also, I also didn't know that we only get one Master Ball at that time. I used a Master Ball and a Snorlax.
Did you?
A Snorlax? Oh, oh no!
And then I always thought that Zapdos was the only legendary because that was the first one you would find in the
Yeah.
game. So I just
So
used
you
the Master Ball
Master
on that.
Ball on him.
Yeah.
those the
That's so funny.
secondary legendary.
Yeah.
You know,
I think I might have pulled that. I think I might have done that with one of the lake spirits at one point. So just use the Master Ball on one of the lake spirits. I think I might have done that at one point.
I'm
Next-
pretty sure
next
I actually
game?
also found my first shiny in. I can't remember if it was in Diamond or Pearl, but I found my first shiny in the Safari Zone, but I didn't catch it because it ran away. And I'm kind of upset that I don't remember what Pokemon it was.
Oh.
I just know it was in the
I
Safari Zone.
remember my first shiny. My first shiny was a Magikarp in Gen 4.
My first
My
shiny
first
was
shiny-
actually in the horde battle, Mr. Mime Jr. in in Y.
Oh wow.
That was my
I'll be
first shiny.
honest,
Not the
I-
Gyarados that's in Soul Silver and Heart
Yeah, well
Gold.
that one doesn't count.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
technically my
that's
first
given to
shiny.
you. That one doesn't count.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. My first shiny was a Venonat, and Let's Go Eevee.
What?
What? And Let's Go Eevee?
That's far?
There's
Yeah.
no way.
There's no way.
Yeah, that was my first shiny. I've never had shiny luck as a kid, and the first time that I saw it, I was like, "Wait a minute, Venonat's not supposed to be blue. It's a
Do you
shiny."
mean full art? Do you mean full art shiny?
Yeah, well, that was like when I was first playing through it. I didn't beat the Elite Four or anything. I didn't have the shiny charm, nothing.
Oh,
That
okay.
was just a random shiny I was encountering, and I beat the Elite Four with a shiny Venomoth.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've hardly ever found like just a random shiny, especially in the older games.
Yeah.
And also, before we move on to the next one, I just want to give a special shout out to the Pokemon Underground, which I wasted so many hours.
Oh
in.
yeah, I remember. But I didn't have any. I couldn't
I
connect to
will
the
s-
internet, so I wasn't able to talk to
So-
other players.
I know. That was the same with me. I was never able to really properly use the underground until BDSP, which if I had to give any credit to BDSP, they really did like upgrade the underground basically. And they really did like add a lot of features to it.
That was also
I
how you
didn't-
got Spiritomb in the old game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Do you
have to
do you
kind of-
disagree?
I have to kind of disagree. I think the
Okay.
underground was a lot better back then, mostly because of the base aspect. Because in your base, you couldn't really do too much. You can't really do too much with it.
That's
immediately
true.
besides
That is
doing,
true.
like, statues to upgrade your
I
stuff.
don't know what
That
this
is
But
true.
back then,
That is
you
true.
could play games in your base. Like you could capture the flag and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And you
that
could
is
set up
true.
base
But I
faster.
never did. Again, I never really did the underground, like, because I never really knew how to. I never really got that far enough to get like the bases, and I never figured it out. So I was never
Luckily-
really that good with the underground. So
Luckily, I did find a couple friends who lived in my neighborhood, and we'd play in the underground a lot. But then they moved away eventually. That was kind of sad for me, but hey, it was a good
Oh.
time.
it was good.
I
All
didn't,
right.
I didn't want to get bullied, so I
Speaking
never
of a
told
good
anyone.
time,
You didn't want to get bullied. Oh my god.
I really liked how
Bruh.
there was a lot of events to the legendaries, like the
yeah,
other ones.
that was one of the highlights of Gen 4 was all the events, the special events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they did stuff like that again. I really do.
I wish they.
And-
Yeah. They.
I never knew
Don't do that
special
anymore.
events existed until I bought a Pokemon Platinum case, and I looked inside, and there
Mhm.
was a code slip for Rotom.
Oh yeah.
And
To
that was
change
how
his
you got the, like,
form.
the
Yeah.
slime.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was expired,
No.
so I couldn't do it anymore.
Aw.
I was like,
Aw.
no, okay. Hopefully, I'll get like the next event when it comes out, which I did. And you know what it
Damn.
was? And you know what it was, Hannah?
What?
It
What
was
was it?
fucking Victini, the goat, the goat. I jumped on that shit.
She's gonna want you
was
to move
on
on
my
to the
feet
next
from day one.
box.
Day one. And no, I'm not moving out because we take V's only. V victory. Anyway, okay, moving on.
We should move on, though. We should move on.
Okay, I'm gonna move on.
I know. We're so
This
close
is the
to like
longest one.
we're so close to finishing
Hannah's very
all of ours in one
anxious.
video.
Yeah,
Hannah's very anxious.
I moving up from here. I got this game for Christmas. I think it was like the same year because it just came out. Heart Gold.
Yeah.
Pokemon Heart Gold. Still to this day, one of the best Pokemon games I've played ever. In my
Yeah.
opinion.
That would have been another game
Yes, same.
I would add to my grid too. I liked
Same.
it.
I had so much fun
Pretty
with this
cool.
game. It really solidified my love for Pokemon after the Gen 4 era.
Yes.
Especially with, like, dude, how cool I felt bringing around the Pokewalker
Yeah,
everywhere on
you
my
can walk
hip.
with
Was
your Pokemon.
So sick. So sick.
Mhm.
I wish they would do more stuff like that. I mean, they kind of do with, like, the Go Plus.
I
and
know.
whatever, but meh. It is
There's so many cool elements about like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It is genuinely, I feel like, the best remake that they've ever made. Like, I don't think any of the remakes have ever come close to Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Like, you know, game wise, it's debatable like which Pokemon game is, you know, the best, but the majority of people, I mean, there's a reason why they're like the most people love this game, like the most, I'll say.
Yep. And for good reason. It
Mhm.
is such a good game.
My favorite is just Pokemon following you.
Oh yeah.
Pokemon
That
Farming.
feature was great.
They introduced that,
Yeah.
I think, in this game. I don't know if
Yep.
any other game had it.
I
I
don't
Um,
don't think so.
No, this was the only game that had it.
I think it was the
Oh,
only
it was
game. I
so
think it was
cool.
the first game.
Yeah,
So
it
cool.
was.
And just everything that they added to it was amazing. The way the game looked was amazing for its time. And
Yeah.
just everything was so fun. You know,
Yeah.
I hear people complain about the level curve to it, but I think it's pretty sweet, especially
that's-
because of the
That's how you bring. That's where the challenge comes in, and I wish the the new ones just
Exactly.
can be like this.
And
Yep.
it's
Mhm.
one Heart Gold is one of Heart Gold and Soul Silver is one of 2 games that you could actually, or like I guess technically, Silver and Gold and Crystal also had this, but you could fight fucking Red, the previous version.
Yeah.
You can go to the
yourself.
Kanto
Yes.
region too.
The other
The
version was,
post game, man.
Yeah.
Black 2, White 2 was also
So
you could
good.
fight Red. And then I guess kind of Sun and Moon technically also had that too.
Yeah, I think Kanto carries too.
Yeah, Kanto region post game was so cool.
Yep.
So cool.
And then you have
So
to catch those
cool.
roaming legendaries.
Yeah, there was a lot
That
of
was
those characters you
so
could catch.
hard.
Yeah.
There's so many.
And,
It was just,
um,
it was fun.
I remember you could also catch the Gen 3 legendaries in that game too, which is cool. They had like a little
Yeah.
tower in the south area.
The dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, the dogs as well.
You can also gamble.
Also,
yeah.
do you remember?
Gambling,
the-
man.
The Voltor. I spent so much time
Yeah.
at the Voltor flip.
I love the Voltor.
I could never get the
I
Voltor.
know.
Yeah.
Also, Riley, do you remember like the contest, like Olympic, like
Oh, the
hall?
Polkadon.
Do you remember that? Where
The Pokeathlon,
Yeah, the
yes.
Pokeathlon.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
yeah, the
so
Pokemon.
cool.
I loved that one too.
It was so fun.
I
I
was
played that
so
much.
obsessed with that.
I was trying so hard to get first place because like
Yeah.
the AI just kept getting first place. I'm like, how the heck do you get that much points?
No,
Right?
it was
Yeah.
it was so hard.
You had to get
Which
like
one of
the
your
top
favorite?
You
From
could
the
not
Pokemon
screw
game.
up on any of the obstacles.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It's,
like
I think.
they
Sorry.
they were. It was just such a good game. It was such a good game.
Yeah.
You guys
I will
remember that commercial that played on like Disney with Zach and Cody that
Yep.
advertised
Yep.
Pokemon?
The
Hell yeah.
advertised
Hell
Pokemon
yeah.
Silver and Gold.
hmm
And
Hell
yogurt
yeah.
for some reason.
I know the Go-Gurt commercials. Animals
Yeah.
yogurt. Animals
Oh.
Go-Gurt. Whatever. it was called.
Danimals yogurt. Yeah, Danimals yogurt.
Yeah.
Dipping cups and
Also,
whatnot.
there's a whole conspiracy theory on how like there was no winner of that whole like contest that they were running for like the like
yeah.
Go-Gurt thing. There's a whole conspiracy about that we could talk about another time because it's too much. So
Now, speaking. Before I move on, sorry. What was Eden going to say?
Eden,
Eden.
I'll probably be
Forever be what?
what?
hate Gen 2, hate her.
Oh.
No, oh my
Yeah,
God.
Eden is notorious
Ooh.
Gen 2 hater.
Yeah,
We
he
know
doesn't
this.
like Gen 2.
No.
He hates Gen 2. We know this.
Also, I want to give a shout out to my favorite Pokemon of all time, who also came from Gen 2.
Go.
Yeah,
Totodile,
Yeah.
the goat,
makes sense.
the goat, even more goat than Victini, like the best Pokemon of all time. Totodile.
I will agree with you there. He is better than me by a landslide.
You only agree because you don't like him.
Yeah.
She's like, of course I like Totodile better. And
Yeah. Totodile is the GOAT compared to Victini. Absolutely.
Alright,
Now.
so what do we have next?
speaking of
This next one is interesting.
life-changing games. All right,
Mm-hmm.
nothing can ever beat the summer of 2016. Way back in the day, ooh, it was a good time. Pokemon Go, the Titan that it was. My God, you just had to be there. It
Mm-hmm.
I
really
was there.
took the world by
I
storm.
was there.
too.
I was there.
I
Did you hear
started
the theme in the background?
Oh yeah.
So which team did you pick?
Yeah,
was,
which team did you pick?
I was a Team Mystic fella.
Yay,
Is
the
it not?
I
Mystic
picked
Is it the
Team
blue
Valor.
It's
Yeah,
Team-
that's the
yeah.
Articuno one.
Let's go,
Articuno.
Team Articuno. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I
I
picked
picked-
the
I picked
Zapdos.
Valor.
I think I might have. I can't remember which one. I think
Yeah.
I might have either picked Valor or the
Yeah.
Zapdos
Yeah, I
one.
picked Zapdos
Zapdos
too.
one.
You would pick the Zapdos team.
That's fine. Me and
What-
Riley
why do
walked
you say that?
Articuno.
Team. Crap! I don't even remember the yellow team's name. It's just like that. Yellow team was like the team you wanted to choose because you felt different. You wanted to be the underdog.
Yellow was the minority of the group.
Yep, it was always red versus blue, and then yellow was just kind of there.
Yeah, yellow's just there.
Yellow's just there.
I would legit go outside every single day to go catch Pokemon. I would run out of my house for a goddamn Tauros back in the day. And now, whenever I see Tauros, it's just like, another one, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get the excitement I used to back in the day. It was just a whole thing. Like, there would be 20 plus people every single day just running to the park at all times just to play the game. People would be walking around neighborhoods. People would be driving around in the car. I'm surprised there
People
wasn't
be
more car
getting
accidents.
hit by cars by the
Yep,
game
people getting hit by cars.
No.
Yep.
because they were staring
I-
at their phone, wasn't paying attention where they're going.
I remember
We
one of the
had
those
first.
presidential campaigns reference Pokemon Go.
Pokemon
People
go to
going
the
Area
polls.
51.
Pokemon
Oh,
Go to
yeah.
the polls.
Oh my lord!
Yeah, everyone went everywhere.
I remember one of the first controversial things that happened in my area was that people playing Pokemon Go vandalized like a huge library here, and so
Oh, gosh.
it was like one of the first places to campaign to remove their Pokemon gym from their spot.
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
That's really sad.
that sucks. That sucks big time.
Yeah.
My school.
It was also
My
another time where they there was like a cemetery nearby that people would go in and play all the time, and the person who owned the cemetery hated it, so he
Oh
would
my
like
God.
complain all the time
Just kick them
to
out.
Pokemon.
That's
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah, that's
For
weird.
my school, during when it came to going back to school, we had signs of people saying no more Pokemon Go during the fucking whole hours of high
Oh
school.
my god, yeah. I
If
remember
they
that.
see you, they will fucking get you into detention just
Take your
because you were
phone. Yeah.
playing Pokemon Go. Yeah, on your phones playing Pokemon Go on, like, let's say your walking period or your recess.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Pokemon, like my high school, created like a dead zone for Pokemon because just nothing ever spawned there. Ever.
I know. Same thing. They just created like a dead zone, like where you couldn't play like Pokemon Go because it was such a big.
And one thing I really liked about Pokemon Go was that it just let me meet a lot of people and explore a lot of places that I never would have if it wasn't for the game. And
Yep.
I'm still playing the game several years later. Not as much as I used to, but I am still playing.
Still collecting. Still doing
Yep.
the raids.
She is still very much playing.
I wish I was that dedicated, but I dropped out as soon as high school hit. But the following year, actually. I'm like, okay, I had enough of Pokemon Go. Like, I
Okay,
think
like-
after they introduced it, a second gen of Pokemons, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
That's too many gens. They can't handle it.
I stopped after like
Yeah.
the third day.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Just because I couldn't
Like I,
go out. And
yeah.
all I
Like,
had was
Yeah.
Pidgey and
I lived in
Rattata.
You bunch of posers.
I lived in an area where it wasn't really recommended that you go like walking like
Me
around the
too.
neighborhood just because like it's kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
And so the only time where I could like do it is like either like
car.
when I'm driving with in the car, and the app would always yell at you just like don't play Pokemon Go while you're driving. Just like
Yeah.
I'm driving.
My
I'm
sister
sitting.
did that.
Yeah.
My sister, I was driving, and me and her and my brother would try to go catch Pokemon while she was driving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Dangerous, but
Oh.
we stopped at areas.
I remember back in the day, I like when Gyarados was like a super coveted Pokemon.
Yeah.
And you had to get 400 candy to evolve it from Magikarp. And so me and my friend would hunt down like Magikarp nests because you couldn't really catch Magikarp unless it was like an event or you were near water. But the third way you could catch it was there were nests in the game that would spawn one type of Pokemon in a specific area all the time. And we would hunt those down. We traveled across like a good majority of the state, I will say, to get these freaking carps.
My
And
God. You went on a fucking road trip for Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, we road tripped for Pokemon Go. It was that huge for us.
Oh my gosh.
Especially when they released the very first shiny, which I think was Magikarp. We would hunt Magikarps all the time, and I never found a shiny Magikarp in the game until one day, finally, just randomly dropping off my friend from work. I just passed into his neighborhood, and I happened to click on a Magikarp. It was like I'm like over 1,000 encounters in, and I finally get one. I'm like, yes, it's over.
Damn.
Oh,
Free.
it was like a year after its release until I finally got one.
Holy shit.
And now there's a lot more shinies.
Yeah, now there's a lot more shinies for you to catch.
Oh man, it was just such a huge thing for me. Now, speaking of things that are huge for me, probably I would say to this day one of my favorite games ever.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, my first Explorers game. My first Mystery Dungeon game.
Explain.
This game really kick-started my love for Pokemon, if Diamond hadn't done it enough already.
Yeah.
This game is like, it drops you in, it's like, it gives you a quiz, where it's like, if there was one slice of pizza left, would you take it, or would you let everyone else have it? And
What did you answer?
I don't know. I think as a kid, I was like, I'd probably eat
Yeah,
it.
I'd take
Like,
it.
I'll take
Yeah,
it.
I'll take it. Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I did.
Yeah, fuck the other people.
Yeah, fuck these other kids. I don't know these other kids.
Pizza back in that day when you were in elementary school was like this like holy occasion. It was like a pilgrimage.
This is holy grail.
Yeah. Whenever
Yeah,
pizza
you don't
was
get
served
to
at
keep
school, you
pizza every
were.
day.
It was a good
Did
day.
you imagine the Galaxy cheese pizza that you got in like elementary school? The one with like the rubber cheese and everything?
I had that.
What?
My school had revolutionary
Did
foods.
you never have that, Riley?
What the hell is a Galaxy cheese
It comes
pizza?
in like a
What?
it's plastic bag.
Yeah. It comes in a little plastic bag.
Yeah.
It was like a little mini cheese pizza. But the cheese on top, rubber,
Yeah.
if you entire thing off of it, roll it up into a ball,
the
bounce
whole
it.
freaking thing falls off if you peel it.
Yeah.
No, dude. What the hell is that?
You
Never
never
had
had
that.
revolutionary foods.
Oh, I gotta hunt this down.
No,
This was like,
I just had normal pizza.
this was,
What?
Okay.
this was the
What did they give you
holy grail.
guys?
Continue. Let him continue so we can get through.
Sorry, go ahead. I'll send
Okay.
Abby the thing. Head.
So after the quiz, you could probably imagine what Pokemon I was chosen to be.
Was it Totodile?
That's
Yes.
right. It was Totodile.
It was absolutely
And
totally.
who's your partner?
My partner was Chimchar.
Yeah, monkey.
Or sorry, wait. Did I say Chimchar? Oh my god.
No, monkey.
Not Monkey, I'm sorry. It was
Monkey.
It was Charmander.
God damn it.
It was Lizard.
Damn it, damn
Lizard.
you.
I'm sorry.
How dare you? How dare you?
I love you. I love you, Chimchar, but you were not the partner.
Oh my gosh.
It had selected Charmander as my random partner
Damn.
because I didn't know at the time. I was just like, I don't know who I want, so I chose random, and it gave me Charmander.
Damn.
So
Oh, those. Ew.
Yeah, that's the one I had. The first picture.
Yes. Yes.
what the fuck is that? That looks like a quiche.
I thought you
No,
meant the squares.
Well, I mean, that
Okay.
one doesn't look like how I had it, but
It's not exactly
just like
how
a
it
personal
was, but
pie.
yeah, this was like a personal one, but yeah, it was like it's hard because like it's hard to explain how exactly they were. But that's not exactly it, but it's the
Let's not get
closest one.
into this.
Okay,
We gotta
so
move on.
Go ahead.
Explores the Sky was basically like, you know, the whole normal mystery dungeon thing where you get isekai'd into the Pokemon world and you're like, oh my god, I'm a Pokemon, and then someone finds you, that being your partner, is like, what, are you okay, man? You're like, no, I'm a Pokemon, I'm not okay. You're like, what are you talking about? We're all Pokemon. And then this one was specific to exploring. So there was like this guild called the Wigglytuff Guild that you would join. And you would have to go explore dungeons. And I was like, oh, that's freaking sick. And you had to go find treasure. And I thought that aspect was really good. There was so many characters that were really cool in the game. Like, one of my favorite characters was Bidoof and Bibarel.
Mm-hmm.
They were really cool, and I love that that game also gave them kind of like side stories as well throughout the game, where you got to know some of the characters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Dusclops not Dusclops, Dusknoir and Grovyle were also very cool characters. It's also kind of like a plot twist thing where they're like you think they're evil and stuff.
Yeah, we
but
thought
then
Grovyle
they
was
realize-
evil at first.
Yeah, but then they actually turned out that like they're trying to help you.
Yeah.
I do know that the majority of people who like the Trico line are only like it because of Grovyle from the Mystery Dungeon games. So
Yeah, he's
So-
cool.
So cool.
Yep.
So cool.
Pretty cool.
I never played Explorers of Sky. The
You have
only
to.
DS game, like Mystery Dungeon game that I played was I have the cartridge for Explorers of Time.
Yeah, I had
But
both Time and
I
Darkness.
never got into it.
I beg you play
Yeah,
Explorers
I never
of
got
Sky.
into it.
Explorers of Sky is like the platinum.
Did you
of
see
Explorers.
that? Did you see that picture of the the Explorers of Sky copy I found in a used like game
Yeah.
store?
I did see
It was
that.
$150.
Insane.
It'd be like
Insane
that.
market.
Insane.
Organization.
I'm sorry, Riley. I know it's your favorite Pokemon game. I'm never gonna play. I'm never gonna find like a price of
Just
Explorers.
play
Sky.
an emulator. Just play an
Let's play an
emulator.
emulator.
I don't like
Or
playing
wrong.
Pokemon
It
emulators.
just doesn't feel the
Oh.
same.
Well,
Doesn't
yeah,
feel the
but
same.
like, you know, also doesn't feel good paying $150 for a game.
Yeah.
That is true.
So pick your poison, I guess. But yeah, it basically is, and it's like they're trying to save the world because Dialga got turned angry. He's like now primal Dialga,
yeah.
and he's trying to freeze the world. And you're like, don't do that. I don't want to be frozen in time forever.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't.
And Dusknoir's
Don't do
like,
that.
I'm gonna let that happen. I'm
Then you go
gonna let
defeat him,
rampage."
and it's like, oh. Then you find out Dialga's like not actually evil; he's just being like
Controlled.
controlled.
He's just hormonal.
Can we just talk about how Dialga's theme was
Oh my
so
god.
good?
Primal Dialga's theme is so beautiful. Oh
Yeah.
my god. It's not really like any boss battle theme you would imagine, but it's kind of like more like epic and just like symphonic, and there's like just like flutes everywhere, and it just feels like super serene. Like you're like crying while you're fighting him. I swear to God,
Yeah.
you're like I don't want to do this, man.
I kind of wish they made a Palkia version
That would be
somehow.
pretty
They make a remake of Explorers of Time, and instead of Olga, it has Primal Polka.
Explorers of Space.
cool. I'm surprised they didn't do that
Explorers
for
of
like
Space.
Explorers of Darkness or something.
Yeah, Darkness would have been for Palkia, I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that would make sense to me anyway.
Yeah.
But then, of course, sad ending. You go to the bridge, and then you complete your mission, and then you're like disappearing in
You
front of your
disappear.
friend.
Oh,
You're like,
yeah.
I don't want to go. You're
And
like,
your friend has to walk back by themselves.
Yeah, it's so sad. It's so sad.
Oh.
You're like,
It was so I've never played it, but I've seen the clips, and that's cruel. That's genuinely cruel.
you're literally like, I don't want to go, and then you disappear in the
I
light.
don't want to watch this.
I
You
think
don't
I was
wanna watch
playing as a
this.
Torchic and my partner was Riolu, so he just had to walk back on his own.
Yeah, I was crying.
The fact they
whole time.
partner Pokemon walk back by themselves is cruel.
So cruel.
Like, holy shit.
The
I was
feels.
so sad. And then they're like, psych. Then you get reappeared on like the beach where where your partner found you, and you're like,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
decided to stay.
yeah, you decide to stay.
Yeah.
And then, here's where the real shit comes in. There's a post game. Actually, you find that the real bad guy was, guess what? Darkrai. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Darkrai again.
Darkrai
again.
Darkrai actually made Primal Dialga the way it is, and then now you have to stop him.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And then you have to find Cresselia, right?
Yeah. You have
Yep.
to find Cresselia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
Such a good game.
You
If
do
I
love
could
this
go back and play it for the first time again, I would. Absolutely. Okay.
Classic.
Now, I will move on to Alpha Sapphire. A really good game for me. Probably one of the most memorable games I played in recent days. It was kind of a pivotal game for me in my life. That's when a lot of stuff started changing for me. It was around like XY era when I started getting into like way into Pokemon. I started shiny hunting. I started battling more. I met up on Amino with a lot of friends, including you guys,
with us,
especially.
cool.
Mhm.
I think we did a couple of battles in Alpha.
Started getting
And-
into the card game,
Omega.
and it was huge. It was huge, and also Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire being the very last Pokédex, or like the very biggest Pokédex, I should say. I was actually managed to complete the dex by myself, not by myself, but with the help of friends. I completed it. Like I worked to actually complete the dex entirely, even mythicals. And it felt great when I finally accomplished that. And also, you guys know the story of I broke my 3DS trying to shiny hunt.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
That-
we know the story.
That was Alpha Sapphire.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, that's when I found my first actual shiny that I hunted for, which was Azelf,
Mhm.
which actually is my favorite Lake Spirit legendary.
Hmm.
And I don't know why, I kind of dropped off recently from just shiny hunting in general. I think the last one I did kind of broke me, because I'm like, man, I don't like doing repetitive things anymore like I used to. I think Heatran broke me, fellas. I think Heatran
Oh,
broke me.
I remember you were trying to
Oh
shiny
yeah.
hunt a
Oh
Heatran,
gosh.
but
Yeah.
not from that game, from BDSP,
No, from
right?
BDSP.
That's
Yeah.
PDSP. Yeah, that was more recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley shiny hunted for a Heatran for like what was it, like 3-4 straight months or something? How long was it? Or was it 2?
I think it was.
It was over a month.
That
It
was
was over
when
a
we
month.
couldn't do any battles with you
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after that, I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, fuck this.
Yeah. Heatran fucking broke you.
Oh,
You can
man.
never look at Heatran the same.
And
End up getting-
I just really love the music from this game as well. By the way,
Yeah.
Pete Trumpet. Now, one of the most surprising entries for me on this was Pokemon Rumble World. Now, I have never played a Pokemon Rumble game ever in my life until this one. And I do want to rant a little bit about this game, but I'll say most of the good things first. I've never played a Rumble game before this.
Okay.
And I decided one day to try it out because
I didn't
my
even know there was a
3DS
3DS version. of
Yeah,
it.
my 3DS was like, hey, you want to try out this new Pokemon game? It's free. I'm like, oh, sure, yeah, why not? So I tried it. I actually had a ridiculous amount of fun playing this game. I put hours into this game. It was actually really fun, the way it played. Now, the only thing that sucked about this game is, well, I mentioned it being free, and there's a reason for that. Microtransactions, woo!
Oh.
Kind of like Pokemon Go now, but like,
Yeah.
there was it was kind of difficult to play the game sometimes without like spending money on this thing. I swear.
That's why I don't have fond memories of Rumble.
Yeah, but I mean, Rumble games in general, I think are, I think the previous ones they don't have that paid to win option. Like I know there was like a really popular Rumble game that came around during Black and White.
Yeah.
But I actually really had a surprising amount of fun with this game. If they make another Rumble game, I will certainly download it. It was kind of an interesting concept. It like what we said earlier, is sort of like a beat 'em up hack and slash type of game, where you're all toy Pokemon. You're like wind up toys. And you, like, go around just catching Pokemon like in a sort of like a mystery dungeon style way.
Yeah.
You just beat them up, and they have a chance to drop. And
I do
pick them up.
remember that. Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. It was really fun.
Nice.
Now, I have one movie on this list.
I see
Pokemon
that.
Forever. I believe it to this day to still be one of my favorite movies.
It is a really good one. It is a really like good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
The twist at the end,
Crazy.
crazy.
A burnt
I'll let you
onion.
explain. So, I know.
Now, ironically, I haven't watched this movie in a long time, so I'm missing a lot of details about it. But interestingly enough, this movie was actually probably one of my very first interactions with Pokemon ever,
Really?
without me even knowing.
Mm-hmm.
I was just at like a local daycare that my mom would take me to all the time. And I remember just one time, randomly, I was staring at the TV and Pokemon Forever was playing on it.
Aw.
And it was like, I remember specifically the scene where Celebi is like dark and evil and stuff because he's
Oh,
being controlled
Oh
by
yeah.
the,
Oh,
The dark
Yeah.
ball.
on the dark
The
ball.
dark.
Yeah. And then I remember just that shriveled onion,
Yeah.
being held by Ash.
Shriveled onion.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
What did they do to you?
It's like the same analogy as the bananas at 3 a.m.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And now, there was like this meme I found recently, where it was that same image of shriveled celebi, and it was like the lettuce in McDonald's sandwiches be like, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
Ew.
yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Oh,
I'm slowly collecting the old Pokemon movies on DVD. And that's still that I need to find. So just because that one is also like that one's a pretty solid one. Another one of my favorites.
So Pokemon, please just release your movies on one place somewhere, please.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't made like Blu-rays of they did Blu-rays of the first 3 movies, which I'll talk about later. But
Yeah.
they did Blu-rays of the first 3 in all in one package. But they've never made like I don't think they've ever done Blu-rays for any of the other movies.
Bro.
So I've been trying to find like actual copies, like really cheap copies of like all the movies and such, and I could only find like DVDs of them, like the old school DVDs.
I wish
So,
it would be consistent.
Honestly,
I know.
I do want to rewatch Pokemon Forever though, one of these days.
Yeah. We should do a Pokemon movie marathon. Like we always joke about like, oh, we need to do this marathon or that movie marathon.
Excuse me?
We actually need to do a
Excuse me?
marathon of all the Pokemon movies. What?
I have done a Pokemon marathon every Pokemon day, and no one has come on
Yeah.
except for Kevin and Eden. And I'm gonna do it again
Whoa,
from
whoa,
where
whoa, whoa.
I was last year.
I joined,
Excuse
like-
me.
I joined for one movie.
I think I joined
for
for
you.
a movie.
I don't remember Hannah joining.
Well, I couldn't join because
Joined
I was
for
at
a
work.
movie.
What movie were we watching?
I don't remember, but I think I joined for a movie.
I don't think you joined for the movie
I
then.
only remember Kevin and Eden joining, and I think Riley for a little bit.
I
Yeah,
would
I
have
joined
joined
for
I
the
if
just
I
want to
didn't
say
have work.
that. Yeah, I know. It was a one-time day thing to celebrate Pokemon thing, which I'm still going through. So
I
I'm
still
probably
wouldn't
gonna
be able to
continue.
join because it's on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man.
But in another day time,
Yeah.
hopefully we can do a binge. But I'm still doing my Pokemon marathon binge if anyone wants to join that time.
Yeah, I still need to
But don't
watch the other
sit-
new movies. Like,
Hopefully.
I know. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything past the Gen 4. Honestly, anything after the Genesect movie, I haven't seen.
I think that's about the same with me. Or past the Deontay movie.
Like
Yeah. I don't
the
think I watched.
Genesect movie was just kind
Mm.
of like the final straw for me. It was just like, I don't think I could do this anymore.
I think it was the same for me. Like I haven't watched anything past Cocoon of Destruction.
Yeah. Also, that's only because I couldn't find a place to watch it.
I'm sorry about the outburst. I just got really offended when Hannah brought that up.
You're good, you're
When
good.
the one that came every time I brought it up.
We want to move
like
on.
I heard the sirens going off in my head and just like I just heard the sirens going on in my head when Cece was like, it was just really funny.
Now.
All right, Riley, you can move on if you want.
One major thing in my life that I started doing at one point was the Pokemon TCG, the trading card game. I had started around XY era. I wanted to get back into it because I got like some Pokemon cards in my childhood, and I started recently watching like pack opening videos on YouTube because they started getting popular at the time. And now the XY set was block recently came out. I was like, hey, I want to get back into this, so that I ordered a box of XY Flashfire with my hard-earned money from my first job, and And it was a little did I know it was a serious box. It was serious, and that kickstarted me into actually playing the Pokemon card game. I started going to pre-release events. I made a couple friends because of the TCG. And I used to actually go to like tournaments for X and Y. I even went on like a cross-country road trip just to go play at the Pokemon International Championships with some friends one time. It was like a sort of like a vacation for my high school graduation, and it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun over the years of playing, and I don't really do competitive events anymore, but I do still like to open cards every now and then. I do still have a pretty decent collection. I think it's like what was my favorite card I pulled? I think also from Legendary Treasures, I think one of my favorite cards I've pulled was like the full gold Reshiram card. That was my favorite. Anybody have thoughts about the TCG cards?
Not really. I've never
no.
really
No, I
gotten
don't-
I
into
don't collect a lot of the
Um,
cards. I'm sorry.
I just
don't-
collect
I
the
don't
cards
play
for
it.
art.
What?
I haven't really
Yeah,
played it.
I casually collect, but I've never really gone like too deep into the TCG.
Trying to get on that, I think.
Well,
I
was
remember
a little
trying to
worried.
collect cards, but I think my mom was
Yeah.
like, "This is a waste of money."
Oh yeah.
Indeed. Oh,
You're
wait.
spending
I
money on
actually
paper?
played a little bit of the TLC on the computer, but then I gave up on
Oh yeah,
that.
me too.
Actually,
I only use like the
little bit.
starter packs, like the ones that they give you. I never built my own deck from the cards I have yet, but maybe one day.
You know, I will still never forgive Logan Paul for what he did to the TCG.
What did he do?
He,
It,
yeah.
that kickstarted like a Pokemon hype craze that happened during COVID.
No.
And just scalpers everywhere were buying up cards so they could make some profit off of it, and prices for cards, everything skyrocketed, and you could not find a single pack to open for a long time. And it all started because fucking Logan Paul was like, yo, I'm gonna buy like this Gen 1 mint condition box for like $1 million or whatever. And then now everybody started scalping it.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And I saw and it was just, I mean, there's a reason why there's a lot of stores now that just won't sell Pokemon cards because of how insane it got. So
Kind of died back
or
down
like
a
they'll
little bit.
have them like behind like glass, which is insane to think about.
Yep, I remember when my local stores would just put it behind the cigarette counter, so you'd feel like you're asking for drugs every time you want to buy Pokemon.
Bruh.
Okay, you got the Gale darkness on you. It's like, yeah, how much?
Oh man, what a time!
Now, the
for-
last
We
one.
want to move on to the last one.
For my final entry, I have what really should have been what the remakes for Gen 4.
This should have been the remakes. 100%.
Pokemon Legends Arceus. Probably one of the freshest and most enjoyable games I've had in recent times for Pokemon. I had
Same.
a lot of fun playing this game, and it was the stylistic beauty of the game was just unmatched. Now, I'm not talking about the graphics. We already know the graphics have a problem. We know.
Yeah. We get it.
But man, was it fun. And actually a little challenging too.
Yeah.
The game that we need. The challenge.
This is the game that I know. This is the game that we needed in a time of crisis after getting the travesty that was BDSP, and then the light at the end of the tunnel was Legends Arceus.
The
which,
fight that you had with Volo, you know, I
That was
did
intense.
not. You know how he used Giratina. No
yeah,
one expected.
That fight lives in my head, rent free.
No one
I
expected the Giratina to change into the other form, and you had to fight it again. It's like you probably had like one or two Pokemon still alive, and you had to fight it again while it's full health.
Oh my god. And also the fucking Cynthia
The Arceus fight.
The Cynthia piano remix
Yeah.
that they did Volo. Oh my god.
That gave me chills.
War
and when you realize that
flashbacks.
he had the exact same, he had dated Team of Cynthia's team.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The war flashbacks.
So good.
And also
Just like everything, like the catch, like the fighting in that game, the catching Pokemon had with each other. It was so much fun. And
the
like that was the
boss
only game where I've ever felt compelled to like actually finish the decks. It was the only game where I feel like I've ever finished the decks.
Yeah. And the boss fight for Arceus was like actually crazy.
Insane.
I also went through the deck stuff through Arceus and spent what 300 hours of 300 hours to 400 hours of trying to get all those deck stuff done.
No.
Except
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't get Darkrai, and there was another Pokemon I couldn't get done because I never got BDSP. So I'm like, oh well.
Oh yeah.
I got most of it done though.
Yeah.
Which actually is like insane that you did that. It's so cool.
And that was the only game too where I actually tried to shiny hunt like the entire decks as well. Just because
Mhm.
shiny hunting was actually fun in that game. Like I could
Well,
actually
yeah.
do it.
The sound, it helps you.
Yeah, the sound
No,
helps.
this
is
Looking at
nice.
you,
I'm
Scarlet
still
and Violet.
upset.
Looking at
I'm
you.
still upset that
Yeah.
Scarlet and Violet took that away from me. I'm so upset they took
Yeah.
that away from me.
Oh, yeah.
Now
Actually-
I have like Ice Train from trying to shiny hunt and Scarlet and Violet did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like that they removed the sound.
Okay, alright.
Well, you
Whatever.
know what, Eden?
He likes the challenge.
Well, if there was a
Mm.
sound off, sound on
Just
thing,
this.
sound off, sound on thing,
Yeah,
that'd be
they should
great.
give us the
Yeah.
option at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's what the remakes should have been. So I just consider that my Gen 4 remake. I don't consider BDSP. I don't look at BDSP.
We don't talk about
Arceus.
BDSP.
Not-
Yeah, Legends Arceus is my Gen 4. That is my Gen 4 remake. I adore it.
All right.
And that's my Pokemon 3x3.
We got the last person, Hannah.
Okay. Oh, you got me. Oh, we're on a timer now just because we're running super late. So
Yep.
we're getting
They
the timer
don't
out.
know that.
You got a crunch.
They don't know that, but I know
They do
that.
now. They do now.
They do now. All right. So, starting now, we have on my first square, we have what I consider to be my favorite movie out of the entire bunch, which is weird to say.
Yeah, I think
Wait, she mute?
I really like the Dark Knight movies.
Sorry.
Um,
One
And this
moment.
one, Darkrai is not the evil one.
Yeah. Well,
No.
he's conceived to be the evil one at
Yeah.
first.
Mm.
He's at first, but then you realize no, he's not the evil one. He's misunderstood. Okay, there's just a lot of. This was like the one movie that I rewatched the most out of all of them. I feel like so there was just a lot of like fun elements about this one. So I like the characters. I like the Pokemon that were featured in this one. Again, I like Dialga, I like Palkia, and I like Darkrai, so the whole like shadow like
What were the two
nightmare
fighting over
that he
again?
created. What?
The two of them fighting over
They were
it?
just mad. They were just mad. Agree with each other. And like Darkrai was like trying to stop them. Like he was like trying to like warn the town, just like, hey, there's something going on. Like you gotta get out of this town. And then it was too late. And then they were just like destroying like time and space so. And then like Darkrai saved them all with the power of that magical, like, with the clock tower that like sung like the melody that calmed down Dialga and Palkia. That was like the girl's grandfather's like melody. So.
Oh, yeah,
And it was just a fun movie. There was also the guy where there was also this. Darkrai did talk in that movie. He did talk in that movie.
Yeah, that was.
And then there was the one scene where the guy turned into the Licky Licky. It was a very weird scene.
Oh yeah, he had a Licky Licky.
He turned into the Licky Licky. It was just like no one ever talks about that. Just like that, his own mystery dungeon moment.
Yeah.
It was like it's never brought up again. It's like okay.
All right then.
Yeah.
Does that mean Mr.
And then we have the next one, which is Arceus. We just went on a full rant about how much we love Arceus. It is by far like one of my favorite like modern Pokemon games. Like I love it. It's best. I need more Legends games. It will be an actual crime if this is the only Legends games that we ever get, basically. We need more Legends game. So moving on, we have Superman, which like talked about in Abby's 3x3 about how this was really my first like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon experience was Gates to Infinity. Didn't like that. Then Mystery which I actually got 2 copies of. Divorced parents don't know how to plan. Yeah, this was my first experience where I really fell in love with like a mystery dungeon game, and it's like, oh, I get it. Oh, I get it now. Like, this is actually kind of fun. So it was just really fun. I really enjoy this one a lot. So made me cry. The plot twist was awesome. Loved it. Then we get to the 4th gen game that really like 4th gen. I love it. I love Diamond was my first experience with 4th gen. Platinum is what really made me fall in love with 4th gen though. So Platinum is just a better version of Pearl. Like it's just a more conclusive like ending to Diamond and Pearl. And there's they just fixed a lot of the problems basically that were featured in Diamond and Pearl. They fixed a lot of the issue that there were only like 2 fire types in the entire region in Diamond and Pearl.
Right. And what's that one guy? Flint. He had a Lopunny.
Yeah, he had a Lopunny instead of like, which
give
made
him all the
no
fire
sense.
types. Yeah.
He had 1 fire type, and he was the fire type.
The Infernape.
Elite 4. Yeah, he had Infernape. That was his only fire type, which is insane.
That was the same for electric types too.
Yeah, that was the same. They had like the Pokemon like dispersion in Pearl was just a mess. Basically, they had no planning.
But that's because Gen 4 they only have like the extra evolutions to the existing Pokemon that we had, and then they added more baby Pokemon. And then that was it. And then there was rarely any 3-stage evolutions. So that's why they made Platinum, just to include all the other Pokemons in there.
It was really memorable to me. And yeah, I really love Platinum. Platinum is just like...
It was also fun going to the Distortion World.
Yeah, Distortion World was so cool.
It was so cool. It was so much fun.
For Platinum, which was what made me want to get the DS in the first place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the commercial.
Distortion World was so cool.
I'm still so as to why they did a remake of get why they did a remake of BDSP, but why wouldn't they do a remake of Platinum when Platinum is very clearly the version of BDSP? Like,
Probably the same reason they didn't add the battle tower into 4S.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just, there's a lot of never be answered. And now, but moving on from Platinum, we have the best game, favorite Pokemon game, better than any of the main, it's better than the side games. I will defend this game till the day I die. That is Pokemon Rangers Shadows of Almia. Not enough people talk about this game. Not enough people talk about this game. This game is a masterpiece within the Pokemon community, and more people need to play it.
I've never played
Why
it, but
is
I
it a
played
masterpiece?
the other one.
I played it.
Well, why hasn't there been a Pokemon Ranger game in a while, Hannah? Huh?
Well, I think
Because
they
most
don't know how to
people-
use the
because
Switch.
Because here's the thing. The reason why they're not bringing this back is because these games were very heavily like dependent on like the stylus and like the touch screen, basically, because like how this game worked was that you had to draw circles around
And mess
Your-
up
Yeah,
your
it's like,
fucking screen.
Yeah, tell me you didn't.
around your screen.
Tell me you didn't ruin your touchscreen without telling me you ruined your touchscreen.
I ruined my first DS touchscreen because I didn't know how to be gentle with my DS. Basically, this is a game where you really have to be gentle with your touchscreen because it is so you could so easily like destroy your touchscreen. So, which is why like most people didn't get into this game, is because it just ruined your DS. Like, but listen, it was still really fun. It was still such a fun game. It was still really fun to like use the power-ups and like the techniques, and like there are different ways that you could catch them. You had to like either slash them, you had to circle them in different ways, basically. There were different power-ups you can use to either freeze them, put them on fire, put them to sleep, paralyze them. There were so many different power-ups. The story was insane. The story was insane. The story basically, where you had like this cult that was brainwashing these Pokemon to do their bidding, and they were all under the control of you guessed it, Darkrai. Darkrai was the main villain.
But
And it was just like a whole cult that was following Darkrai, and you had to defeat Darkrai at the end. It was really fun. There are mini quests that you can do. This is, I think, one of the only games where you have to complete besides Arceus, which why I love Arceus so much. But you have quests, you have missions, you have fun characters. The dialogue is incredibly funny. This is one of the funniest Pokemon games that was ever made. I will pray that we get a new Rangers game. They can change how you actually catch the Pokemon. That's okay. I understand that you can't do that with a Switch. But
I mean, there's
if
motion
they did
controls.
there's motion
I mean, you
control,
can just
exactly. If
Try
they
to do
did
it. But
Yeah, you
honestly,
move your arm.
if they did it like like how they did like Let's Go, where you use the motion controls kind of, I would be fine with that. I just want a new Rangers game
you know,
so badly.
I don't think a lot of people realize that the Switch does have touchscreen on it.
It does.
Right, but what if
And
you're
there's no
playing on
stylus.
TV?
I think,
Yeah, what if you're playing on TV though? That's the problem.
I mean, you could always use your fingers though.
yeah, you could probably.
Let me ruin my fingers making circles.
You could probably. I think how it would work would be like you could switch either from spinning a screen with a stylus, but also the one problem is that the Switch doesn't come with a
There's no
stylus, so they'd have
stylus,
to
yeah.
give one
Switch
with
doesn't come
every
with-
game.
Okay.
Problem. Yeah.
And
And,
since it's like
like,
a glass
I
screen,
feel
it would
like
have to be like a
they
rubber.
I feel like they wouldn't want to create the same problem that they had with the DS, where doing this over and over again will destroy your screen.
They would
So
have to
I feel like they would
probably do like
they
a
would
rubber
have to
tip
change up
on.
they would have to change up the gameplay like somehow. So
And then also, yeah, like the motion controls, you could probably just like spin. You know,
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
might do it.
It's good exercise.
or if they did it like I don't like if just made it like more, I don't know, like there are ways of where they can do it, but yeah, I would die. Like that this is my dream like side game that they bring back, and I pray every year that they bring back this series. So because I miss it to death.
Maybe someday.
One day. And then we have Heart Gold.
Hell
Heart
yeah.
Gold I've talked about a lot. Like Heart Gold is I think like my most played main series game. Like I've played through Heart Gold so many times. Like I love Heart Gold. The main guy, the main person, obviously my main starter, was Cyndaquil. I'm a Cyndaquil lover. This game got me into
Same
Cyndaquil.
here. Cyndaquil.
Cyndaquil gang, let's go. I went with Heart Gold over, so because I like colorful birds. But yeah, I can't say anything much about it. It is one of the best Pokemon games ever. We have Pokemon Conquest. This is the game that got me into like the Fire Emblem, like tactic style games. I love this game to death. I think it is incredibly underrated. And honestly, I would love if they made a sequel to this game. I would love it if they made a sequel to this game. Like, there were 2 side games that I would love for them to bring back because they're like there's a huge like selection of side games that they can bring back. This game though, like it's this game and Rangers though that I am most wanting like for them to bring back or for them to like make a new sequel or a remake. Like I would love it if they did that.
The old ones are so good.
The old good. So and it's not like they're forgotten. Like they have a huge following. Like people love those games. So and like with the remake of like the first like technical mystery, there is hope. There's hope that they might go back to them. I don't know. So we'll see. And then we have Pokemon X, which I know a lot of people don't. You know, there's a lot of issues with Pokemon X. But for me, again, Gen 5 was not my thing. And I was like kind of in an era when Gen 5 came out and it was like, I don't know if Pokemon's really for me anymore. Like, I just don't. I think I'm just falling out of love with it. And that was my first Pokemon hiatus. But then, when Gen 6 came out, when the trailers for X and Y first dropped, and like I saw it the first time, it was like the first time in a long time where I was like, oh my god, I play this game now. And I don't know, it's just like the community at that time was so happy. Like everyone was just so positive. Like that was like the first time where like I was introduced to a lot of OG PokeTubers like Munching Orange, Shady Penguin, like
I love those.
all the
Love them.
like they were making like all these like trailers like and analyzing like all the X and Y trailer, like making these theories.
That was so fun.
I don't know, like
Love
that
them.
era of Pokemon. Yeah, that era of Pokemon.
Yeah, a little bit
So
fun.
hopeful. It was just so hopeful
I remember
and peaceful and fun. So
I remember like I think one of my first YouTuber merch pieces I bought was from Munching Orange, or no, it wasn't Munching Orange. It was who was it? They released like shirts specifically for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, so you could be like team represent.
I know. And I don't know, it's just like that era of YouTube was just super fun. And like that era of the Pokemon community really like welcoming and just like everyone was hopeful, everyone was excited. And Mega Evolution, huge. I love a lot of the Pokemon that were in the game. Sure, we didn't get a lot of them. We only got like 70 something. That's like I think the least in any of the Pokemon games. But I like a lot of the Pokemon in the game. I love the roller skating function in it.
Oh yeah.
Again, with the customization, S tier. We've never gotten any outfits as X and Y.
We got
And,
I think I'm definitely except for Gen 5, who only got 1 mega.
I know.
I
I
think
know.
And it was fucking Audino.
Yeah, it was odd to know.
It was
What's wrong with
Audino.
Audino?
We got
It
Audino's
looks
Beedrill.
cool.
amazing though.
We got
Audino's
Beedrill.
cool.
We got Mega Beedrill, I think.
Yeah, for Gen 1.
Yeah, but
That's
that's
Gen
Gen
1.
1.
We're talking about Gen 5.
That's true.
Audino's cool. Also, I think X and Y
Yeah.
deserve
We
with
didn't
some.
say anything about bad about it. It's just that it's the only Gen 5 Pokemon that got a Mega. There should have
Yeah.
been more.
Should have been more.
I think X and Y deserves some treatment.
Yeah, actually, I'm still sad that
It is very easy compared to a lot of the
superior version.
Oh yeah, that was the
it's very
smallest
easy.
dex ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a very easy. It was very quick, and the story is just incomplete. There's very clearly supposed to be a third game.
Yeah.
But my theory is that there was a third game in development, but then when Pokemon Go took off and exploded, they just scrapped the third game and they just focused on Pokemon Go. That's what I feel like
usually
happened.
the case.
Yeah, so
yeah, oh my god, I remember all the theory videos of people being like, "Oh my god, Pokemon Z's coming out."
Pokemon Gun.
Pokemon Gun.
There's a reference to Blue, the trainer Blue in the game. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was.
And then they never went back to it.
They put a lot of love into everything else other than the actual X and Y games. Like everything.
The X and Y was
even the anime.
They did.
People love the anime.
Yeah, and the anime was great. There's so much to love about X and Y. It's a game that I feel like does not love for all the had.
Yeah.
Because how Nintendo did it by not giving it the third game.
They really should have given it the third game. I think
it really should have gone Z.
There's a lot of potential with Zygarde that they just kind of tossed into the next couple games.
They just threw it into the sun and moon.
It's always like that.
There's some Zygarde cells you can find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish they did more with.
But yeah, I love X and Y though. Anyway, my last one is another movie. There were 3 movies that I watched my most watched movies when I was a kid was the Darkrai movie. It was Pokemon the first movie, the one with Mew and Mewtwo, and Pokemon the third. And out of the 2, the ones that I watched the most was the Darkrai one and the third movie. And the third movie, I have a lot of fun with this one. This one I just really loved, as a kid. Maybe it was because I have daddy issues. Who knows? But I just remember,
I think a lot of people just had the same, thoughts.
Yeah.
With the Entei.
Yeah. Because, listen, Entei, sure, he's a little, kind of, he kind of.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda
what?
Pretty good dad.
There we go.
I thought it was funny how they just couldn't find a way to name the movies with the numbers anymore.
Yeah, after
forever.
It's like Heroes.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna stop using the numbers now.
We can't find a word with 5 in it.
Hannah, are you good?
I think they're gonna give up.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's.
I heard her.
So this was the first. This was
Oh no.
Can Hannah even hear us?
Uh-oh.
Eden?
Hello?
I think she is
Hello?
lagging. Because
Dude,
Eden was
she's
so
speaking
far
like a
behind,
few
oh my
minutes
God.
ago. Oh no, she DC. Oh,
Okay,
How much did you miss?
Oh,
we missed like everything. You
Mm.
said
pretty
something
good
about
dad.
you said something about Entei being like
A
having
pretty good
giving you
dad.
daddy issues.
Yeah.
Or something.
Oh, I'll just start all over then. That's okay.
Oh.
So, Entei, like, compared to Molly's actual dad, who's like exploring in who knows what cave, like, all the time, Entei actually stays with Molly. He takes care of Molly. He, like, gives Molly whatever she wants and everything. She, like, he tries to make her happy and whatnot. And, you know, he actually, like, does his best. He's a good dad. He's just misunderstood. He tries his best. Okay? He tries his best. And this was like the first time where we were the unknown as well.
I was very
Also,
creeped
they
out by
are
the
seen.
unknown.
They were exactly like they are actually like really creepy and like way more intense than they have ever been in any other movie or anime
don't
or even in the
We
games.
don't even get to see them anymore in the future games.
No,
Like,
you don't.
They just
Like, you get
forgot about them.
They just forgot about them. They're just like a thing. You know,
Well,
the caves and whatnot in Gen 4, but the only move they learn is hidden power.
yeah, they
That's
remove
it.
hidden power too, so
Yeah, exactly.
makes
So
unknown
what's
useless.
like they had so much potential to like make him cool basically in the game, and it was just wasted.
Yeah.
And this movie was like the first depiction of like how cool they could have actually been. So
Yeah.
yeah, and like the battle scenes were just really good, and you know, it got emotional. You know, Ash like having an actual connection because like his taken is like you fucking at my mom, you asshole. So it's just like it was a really good movie. It was a really good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like the ending was like really emotional when Entei left. Also, I'm upset that this is like the only iteration of Entei that talks because I'm like every other version where Entei shows up in like the anime or whatnot, he never talks. He never talks again.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why aren't you talking? I know you can talk. You better talk.
It's
Yeah,
not the same one.
The whole
It's not the same
Pokemon
one, I
being
know.
able to talk sometimes is very inconsistent in
I know,
Pokemon
I know.
movie lore.
I know. I just maybe this movie just reminded me of like, oh, Cece had to go to bed.
Yeah.
I was gonna end it here.
But maybe I just want Entei to be my dad. I don't know. That's the final note. I'll leave it on.
Okay.
Please make Entei my dad.
Entei can be your dad. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay. And there we go. We're
Wow,
done.
we gone through all 5 grids in one go.
Wahoo.
So, if you like this podcast, feel free to leave a like, comment, maybe even consider subscribing. And we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy Pokemon Day.